Missionary.
Why?
It's intimate. I think Missionary is very intimate. It's very sexual. It's just like, it's kind of like the guy kind of has the power. You know what I'm saying? It's that old school role model type situation going on.
She really liked it. She feel the energy she giving off. I felt
it.
She got into an old school. And it's like he's so masculine, and when he do that one stroke, he be like.
Hit a song, Ron. I got you. I'm gonna be your. No, not that song. I can't.
Oh.
Did you guys see Lion King?
Time it was.
We made a Lion King.
Did we see the new one? I'm just like, I don't know. You got me excited. Like when you said that. What did you guys think of it?
Dude, I critiqued the shit out of it.
Did you like it?
I did, but I didn't. Like it wasn't.
What didn't you like about it?
Right,
I keep hearing that.
because they kept out so many things and they put like the wrong people for certain characters. Like Scar sounded like a bitch. Scar was supposed to sound like tough.
Okay.
Wait, no, you're not supposed to tell us that
hyenas.
experience.
The hyenas were
Why the hell y'all did?
hyenas.
That's what you're
I'm
supposed
You
to
know
be
what?
with.
I will say I didn't appreciate how they
the
depicted the hyenas.
They
I
were
had an
just
issue with
way
that.
too bad.
Yeah,
I didn't like that.
very much so
Goofy.
because
Whoopi
you didn't see it, so I'm not gonna say too much
No,
about
I
it.
didn't see it.
Oh,
But-
ruining
But
it.
y'all didn't like
Right.
the realism of it, though. I like
the
that.
realness
I
of
like
it.
that
Yeah.
because then like kids get to really see like what those animals really look like.
Yeah,
you
true.
know, that was interesting.
Until
but
they
like,
start talking, then they
Or,
like
yeah,
talk
that might
Simba.
And then they fuck it up. Right.
It
It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful.
was just.
It is worth seeing
It was
though.
good.
Okay.
I think
Because of
yeah.
It was
the
good,
knowledge
but
that you
certain
have on
parts.
the first Lion King and the experience, I would definitely go see it.
How'd you guys feel about Nala?
Who, Beyonce?
Yeah,
That was my
She can
next
go
question.
home. She
Thank
can go
you.
home. She did
I
not
did
do
not
that.
I didn't know if we were talking
really
about the baby
Beyonce?
Beyonce or the older Beyonce.
No, it just
No,
seemed
whoever
like she
played Baby
rushed
Nala
it.
was straight. I feel like Beyonce is older Nala. Like
It's terrible.
I ain't
She,
like that.
it's like because you wanted to play Nala and then you also sung every fucking song. Like, no disrespect, but you come on, just do one thing.
Nala didn't
Yeah.
have a voice in this movie. Like,
At all.
She didn't really
She
say
didn't.
anything.
Nala
It was
sounded-
just like
She
Beyonce was
didn't.
rushed. They
Yeah.
seemed like they just, we need you to say this part real
Yeah,
quick.
like they
And
threw
then
it
was real
together.
small.
real small lines, and it
Mhm.
was like, all right, Nala was more of a.
I still didn't see it yet, so y'all fucking it all up for me.
I'm
Dang.
so happy. Don't waste your
You
money.
said, I mean, there's
Right.
still a lot that we
I
can
would
talk
still
about.
say
Right.
see it
Yeah, I'm
because
about
you
to
still
say
want
it.
the knowledge on it.
Bootleg.
Like, it's still. That's also very true.
You're right.
Bootleg work.
But still see it. If you look, you do what you want when you got it, and you do what you want when you pop it. That's how I live. And that's what I keep telling these niggas. That's so fuck it.
So I know this is an old movie, Us. I know it's old, but I absolutely love it. I actually am going to purchase it. I've watched it several times. I rented it. I absolutely love the movie. But everybody that I've talked to absolutely hates it and like don't get it.
I like it personally. I get
think
it
people
too.
didn't get it. That's why people hate it.
They gotta watch it a few times. You can't watch a movie just one time. I have to watch it twice.
I think they compare it to Get Out too, so that's
Yeah, I
really
think-
kind of makes it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
the movie was so good.
Oh, I
though,
lied.
so
Never
many
mind. I didn't
hidden
watch it.
messages within the movie.
I thought he was talking about
that
Get
people
Out.
didn't understand. You know?
But my thing was it as deep as people thought it was? Like, I mean, it was a suspenseful, scary movie. Like, was it really that deep for people to
Nah.
just be like,
No.
I think it was a good thriller. I think people
Right.
are looking
Yeah.
for scary when it's like these are thriller movies.
Right.
Scary and thriller, or horror and thrillers are way two different genres. There's no blood in this movie. You know, nobody's just getting stabbed to death. You know, you're
Yeah.
seeing it. So I think
Real
people
shit.
have a certain expectation.
Cut a
Instead
nigga
of
head off,
viewing
watch
it
his
and
shit
being like,
get
this shit
slit.
was pretty good. No, what's going on? No.
Yeah, but I think for some people like me, when I went, okay, I knew it was gonna be a thriller, but I was looking deeper to see if there was a message.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was watching Get Out, I watched it with no expectations, and then like it was great. So not only did you go into that watching it with expectations,
Yeah.
but you like, okay, well now, Get Out had this deeper meaning. So you try to find the deeper meaning, and it's like, if you didn't like it,
Yeah.
then
That's what I think was one of the issues. It's like people know Jordan Peele now as a director, so maybe with Us, people kind of overthought it a little bit because they were looking for it to they were looking for those like secrets or those like
messages and
different
everything,
messages and
yeah.
different plots. When I think Us was a little bit more in your face than Get Out was. I think Get Out like had a whole bunch of different like twists and plots to it. Us was I think pretty straightforward, but at the same time, it's Jordan Peele, so people want to look for like those
hell yeah
secret messages. You know what I mean?
Where's the messaging? That's how I read it. Real for real.
Shout out to Jordan Peele. My book is coming to you soon.
And he ain't answering no questions. He gonna let everybody speculate.
Yeah, I like that though. Like,
yeah.
That's an artist though. Like, why do I have to explain my art to you? You tell me what you think of it. That's art. That's real.
And I
fucking understand it.
Like, it's exciting to get like fan appreciation or interpretation. You know, as an artist, like you put something out there, but then people could take that and like make it their own shit, and that's interesting. You know, within itself or stuff. Sorry.
Yeah,
Perception is everything.
Yeah, how you perceive something is deep, very deep.
I agree. All right, we about to get started. Do the little whistle thing. Yeah, we got to get it going.
Freedom.
Take my shot after I do the intro.
Freedom, 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 freedom.
Ooh.
And you know this.
Right.
And you know this.
Let's get it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Lavish Journey Podcast. It's your host, Jay Gaines, and here today, coming live from Lavish Studios. We got special guests in here today. We got the ladies from Confidential Talking here today.
Hey, how y'all doing? What's up?
What's going on? Can I call y'all names? You know, that's cool. All right. We got Candace over here.
Yes. Hey, y'all. What's up?
We got Haley over here.
Hey guys.
Hey. And we got another special guest here today. Our brother Jeremiah came through.
Hey, what's up?
All right. So how y'all feeling today?
Feeling pretty good. It was a good day. Had a day off. Got to shop, spent some money. Not happy about that, but you know.
What you get today? Go ahead.
Air Max 97s. Is it 97 or 67?
Daniel,
97.
97. Listen, I'm a girl. I have felines. I'm wearing felines right now, and most people will play me for that, but they were $65 and they cold, in my opinion. So
they go hard.
That's a deal.
$65.
It's about how you rock it. It don't matter what it is.
Right. All white. They look dope. But do you mind if I like talk about Confidential Talk real quick? I'll just introduce you.
Do it.
If y'all don't know anything about Confidential Talk, we have our own podcast, or it's a live show. It's interactive. We do it on Facebook as well, and we post it on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube. It's Confidential Talk, and add us on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. We upload our show on there. But if you want to be interactive with the show, be live on our Facebook, and you can actually say what you want to say, and we'll read your comments, and you'll be a part of the show. So it's pretty dope.
I love it. Matter of fact, let's stay on that real quick. How long ago y'all get started with Confidential Talk?
We've been doing it for like a year and a half now. Yeah. We started with 3 people.
Yeah, the show has definitely made a switch from when we started. We started with 3 people. And if you go back to our beginning shows, our topics were a bit different, maybe a bit vulgar than what they are now, but we've kind of like...
Crazy. Check that out.
We was telling too much.
Y'all telling ain't no such thing as telling too much?
Now it's kind of shifted. So it's me and Candace now. We are on every Tuesday at 10. We talk about love, relationships, entertainment, lifestyle, sex. It was originally just like geared towards women. Our audience though is pretty mixed now. Sometimes it's more male dominated than female dominated, so we've learned to adjust, and we appreciate like everybody's input. It's like a family type of thing, you know what I mean? So
that's dope.
Sure. Check it out.
I love it. Yeah, y'all check it out.
I just want to say one thing. I know we ain't talked in a minute. I just want to let you know I'm proud of you. You know, you doing this. I would never imagine. You know, so I want to let you know I appreciate you having me on.
Appreciate it, bro. I never imagined this either, because I grew up, I was awkward. I'm still awkward. Y'all just got quiet. I'm surprised.
No, not at all.
But I appreciate y'all, everybody on here today. And y'all check them out, though. Y'all say y'all go live every Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
At 10.
At 10.
Ish.
10-ish. Hey, that's how we do.
You know, black
Around 10, so probably 10:30.
It's a 15-minute window, but we gonna be there.
Around that time. One more question. So what inspired y'all to like start everything?
Working at Victoria's Secret. So we both at one point worked at Victoria's Secret, and it's a lot more of an intimate job than you think. Like, we actually like be in the fitting rooms, like seeing people like half naked. We have to connect with them. You have to build a rapport with them to make them feel comfortable to be half naked in front of you and be like, hey, this is my insecurities, this is how I'm feeling. So it really originally was supposed to be a blog where we talked about how women should feel sexy and how they should feel confident in themselves. But I started a podcast called From the Bottom, which was pretty dope, and it kind of brought the idea of Confidential Talk being a podcast instead of a blog, and then it turned into a vlog. So, yeah.
Dope. That's what's up. Keep it going, then. I see it's been growing. Definitely. I started watching it back in October, I think, and I definitely see growth. Yeah. I've been watching for a minute, low key. Because while I was out in college, y'all come on every Tuesday or Wednesday, so I just click on, watch it for a few minutes, check into the conversations, and I know it's the growth. So keep it going, ladies.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. Thanks for the support.
Yeah, no problem. So Freedom. Hey. What's up with the topics for today? Oh, hold on. We used to have your day was doing. How'd you get? We got two more. Sorry. Hold on. So how was your day today?
My day?
Yeah, yep.
My day was cool. I worked all day.
Yep.
So pretty long, pretty mundane, boring day.
Hustle hard, play hard.
Yeah, I'm about to say, hey, you out here grinding. That's what it's all about.
Thank you.
What about you, Mr. Jeremiah?
Jeremiah. Well, my days ain't like everybody. I work 12 hours a night, 6 to 6, so my day started probably about 2 in the afternoon.
That shit hurt my heart.
Hey man, I'm good. This is my daytime. It's probably like 12 p.m. in my body right now. So, but everything is cool. Didn't expect this. You had me come on, so I'm here. I'm ready to talk. It's a lot of stuff, and like we was talking, enough conversations ain't going on, so I'm ready to have it.
Dope.
Glad to have you here, most definitely.
Thank you.
For sure. All right, now, Freedom, go ahead and drop us with some topics today.
All right,
Freedom.
Man, the first topic we're going to get to today is what's a random act of kindness that you've done this week? You feel me? Or just in your life. Yeah, it ain't got to be this week. In your lifetime. A random act of kindness. And if you haven't done one yet, what's something that you would like to do?
Offered Jerron a shot of liquor and he didn't take it. I don't know if random. Why do it this week?
No, it don't have to be this week.
Oh, this week?
It don't have to be
I
this
do a
week.
lot of random. When I see homeless people, I don't give them money. I'm gonna be real, but I do buy them food. That's like probably the most kind thing I do. And of course, give back, like donating clothes, everything. And I also helped out. Shout out to Donna. She has opened up a youth center up in South Euclid, and I actually did a video shoot for her for free. I didn't care about the money. I just wanted to support the sister because that's our problem. We don't support people enough. You know what I mean? Our own people. It's like, who else going to support us if we don't support us? So, yeah, that's my kindness.
Yeah, good.
Shout out to Donna.
Shout out to Donna. Yep.
I guess I'll go. So, the journey I've been on. So, we only got so much time, so I ain't gonna make it long. But I've taken the time to appreciate the people that I have and, strengthen the bonds that I have. So, random act of kindness is, Colin, his mom. I went over there. She practically was like a second mother to me, and I never got the chance to tell her. So I went over there Sunday, and I told her, how much she meant to me, and that was cool. And reaching back to people I ain't talked to in a while, indirectly, we're doing that right now, and just make sure people know, because people can assume. But sometimes, everybody, it's called love language. Everybody has something different. I'm more based on actions. While other people, they got to hear something. So for people who I know is more toward actions, I do actions. People more toward speaking, I speak. And there's probably a bunch of other stuff. I couldn't even tell you all the stuff we was talking about. But I've been putting good stuff out there, and I don't expect nothing back, not for recognition, but it makes me feel good, it makes somebody else happy. So, the blood drive that I was doing. Yeah. So I'm O positive, which means I can give blood to just about anybody. It's hard for me to receive blood from people, but I'd say I'm not doing it for me, so be doing that. So I need something right now.
I be scared to get blood. Shit, I be there looking at that damn needle, like, man, take it out of me. I be like, get that shit out of me.
Bro, they see I'm O positive, man. They be on me like oh, like you can sit right here, like I'm like Dracula, man. I'm like, I think I'm getting a little woozy. Like, oh no, you good? Like, we got 15 more minutes.
For sure.
Freedom.
Nah.
Whoever.
Go ahead, Ron.
Come on, man.
Come on.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Alrighty,
drop your gems.
Well, I have here actually.
Tell us about Wendy's.
Tell us about Pornhub.
Okay, well, so. All right, so Wendy's. There was a family behind me in a unknown vehicle, and I paid for their meal. I didn't know who they were or what they were getting. I just offered to pay for the meal that was behind mine, and that was it. I just wanted to help somebody out. Just an act of kindness, an act of love.
Was like a middle class vehicle, a high class, low class?
I was gonna say, what made you do it?
Like
I just wanted to help somebody, because I remember, and I still have some days, but I remember when I didn't have food and I couldn't afford it. You know, like my family couldn't afford to eat. Everybody didn't eat. So I wanted to make sure that somebody else had what I didn't have. So just to show them love, you know, that's it.
That's lit.
Proud of you, man.
Thank you, sir.
I'm cheap, but I'm proud of you, bro. I should do that. No,
I'm like, how much is they total?
I was about to say, what if they bill was $45?
It was double.
What exactly did they get?
Like I knew I had it.
Right.
Like no matter what they got, I knew I had it. So
Okay.
like I mean, I came up with a blessing. So I feel like once I get blessed, I should spread the blessing.
So do you ask the people, you know, the cashier, how much was their meal?
Like how much? Like how much is the person behind me?
Yeah. Do you ask her? Or
No, I'll just tell her that I'm paying for the meal that's behind me. And she'll just
you a
pull it up.
baller. Okay.
And then I'll just give her whatever it is. I'd probably just have her keep the change or whatever.
Oh,
you know, that's
shit,
it.
we got a baller in here.
No,
So, well, tomorrow,
Not-
how about we
not-
go to Wendy's? You know, you get in front and I get behind. You pay for my Wendy's then,
Hey,
man.
Justin, let me ride with
You see what I'm saying?
Hey, man.
We all be packed in the car behind us.
We all like, hey.
You got it.
Y'all all can kiss
All right, get him off the mic.
the left cheek of my ass to the 10th power.
I just want a frosty, man. That's
Thank
it.
you. Times 10. Square pint. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Assholes.
I didn't say what you. What's
Probably.
Like the kindness.
Yeah, go forward.
I have one that I can think of. So I used to be an assistant sales director to a hotel, and it was one night. It was like a Friday night, maybe around 11, and this woman came in, and she had a baby in her, like a baby carrier, and she was just really distressed, and she wanted to book a room, and I didn't really ask her any questions, but you know, you can kind of like assume when someone's in like a bad situation. So she wanted to book a room, and so I'm trying to do my best to book her room. I find a room for her, and I tell her how much it costs, and she doesn't have enough cash to pay for it. And so I tell her that, and then I'm trying to suggest, you know, because that's our protocol. Like, if you can't pay for the room, at least I can suggest other places that you could go that might be cheaper, or I'll call around. And as soon as I suggested that, she just like started crying. And she was talking about how she's running away from someone that, or running away from her child's father. And so, you know, I called my manager, and my manager at that hotel was pretty evil. She was just kind of like, she can't pay for it. I can't do anything for her. So it was like, I'll pay for it. Like, I'm not gonna like have her go back out there, and she has a baby. So ended up getting her a room. Literally like an hour later, this guy comes in, and he's saying like, my girlfriend is in room so-and-so, can I get a key? And so I'm like, I don't know who that is. You know, like, she's not here. You have the wrong hotel. It ended up being a big situation. But it made me feel good that at least for that night, you know, that she was able to be comfortable and be safe. And that really touched me. That really bothered me, because I haven't seen something like that in real life, like right in front of me. You know, it was pretty heavy, but yeah.
Shout out to you.
That's dope. Yeah, that's real.
real.
That's real.
Yeah.
You're a
Say
good
that
soul
one,
for that
man.
one. Yeah.
Most definitely.
Virgo.
Wow.
Freedom. For the
I know
third
you
time.
gonna
We got
Yeah,
Miss
real
Candace
quick.
over here.
Yeah, we got Miss Candace.
I thought she went first.
Go ahead.
Miss Candace.
We're
We're so interested.
on the spot.
See, I feel like my story is not gonna be, you know,
It's
but
it's
a story.
It's all about the heart.
Yep.
I work with one of my managers. I'm a supervisor at my job, but I have a assistant manager. She's my direct, and she has 3 kids, and she made guapo, but she got 3 kids, so you know how that be. And she tends to kind of complain like, oh, I can't buy this, I can't buy that. And we had like a gratis at the time where we could get a specific penny for like $5 a piece, and that was a big deal because it was an expensive penny. So she was talking about how she loved this specific color, but she couldn't afford it, so she just didn't get the panty, you know. So I ended up buying like a couple pairs for her, wrapped it up in the tissue paper or whatever, set it on the desk for her. So when she came in the next day, she had literally the color that she wanted, another color, and another color. And it was a big deal because, I mean, like, she wasn't, nobody would have done that, but, you know, I did it. I bought it for her. You know, showed her love. You know, she be pissing me off sometimes, man. She be writing me up. But, you know.
It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that.
For
It's all about
sure.
showing
So she's a
love.
dope woman. Yeah,
For
she
sure.
definitely looks out. So she's like the mother of the store. So Yeah.
Good.
That's
Good.
awesome.
Most definitely. That's
Got some
that
good
made her
people
feel
in here.
really
What about you, Mr. Freedom?
Freedom. Finally. Shit.
You about to go in? Here we go.
Right.
Come on.
He rubbing his hands and
I
shit.
typically
Talk to Mike a little bit, bro.
Oh,
my
yeah.
part. So typically when I have a random act of kindness, I usually give my energy. Recently I've started giving people hugs. I think a lot of people need
You ain't
hugs
give me
right
no
now.
fucking hug today.
Hey, what a nigga.
Hey, that nigga gave me a hug in practice though, so.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I went to this party and I was like, I'm gonna hug everybody in here and just greet them, fully and wholeheartedly, and just show them some love because everybody dap up and it's kind of like when niggas dap up, we kind of put our arm out. It's like so you don't embrace them. It's like that's weird to me. So I'm just like I'm gonna just be random and give people hugs. So I give my energy to people. Majority of the time, like Jeremiah, I gave you that book. You feel me? Just I knew it could bless you in your spirit. This dude was like, man, I just need some weed today. So I was like, well, here's my bowl. It's packed up. So just take that shit and I'll get it from you whenever. You feel me? Clothes was my friend. She needed some clothes. So I was just like, you look raw as fuck in this hoodie though. So I just threw it to her. You feel me? Random acts of kindness is, it's not even like a random act. It's just everyday life for me. I just do it. It's not like I think about it. It's just, why not help people? So that's just what I do. Energy speaks. I speak love on the people. Like, all right, if they having a bad day, well, I'm gonna speak some love to you. Like I'll just manifest they future. Like, all right, well they suffering right now. Well, peace and love to them. Like after we leave, I'll be like, all right, peace and love. Let me give you some of that. So that'll carry you as you go along to your journey home. So yeah.
That's true though. Sorry, I got you. But energy is big though, man. Definitely, I feel energy more now than ever, to be honest. And that's true that, it's not about random acts of kindness. It's just being kind, period. You know what I mean? If you're looking to get something out of it, it doesn't matter, in my opinion, to be honest. But that's dope.
I think I'm really big on the law of attraction.
Facts.
What you put out is what you receive.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just good practice to just be a good person.
Mm-hmm.
In your means and however you can do it. Everybody can do what they can do. A random act of kindness might look different from one person than it does to another, but the intention is still there, the positive energy is still there, and I think that's what means the most. And then when you do it the best you can to put that in practice, because like we all have bad days, we all have selfish days, we all have like rough days, but as long as you like make a conscious effort to try to do good, I think that will bring on good.
Yeah, most definitely. The more positive energy that you spread is the more that you're gonna get out. Like we recently just took a trip to Niagara Falls, and like he said, like we didn't see each other for a while. So before we even got on the trip, he was sitting on the living room couch, and as soon as I saw him, I was like a little kid. I was like, Jeremiah, and I like this big 6'4" nigga, just jumping on your ass while he's sitting on the couch, just bear hugging him and all that. I embraced him because I didn't see him like for a while. So I'm like, that's still my brother from day one. So I wanna let him know, that like I miss you, like I love you, fam. We had a long talk. He dropped some knowledge on me, and it was wonderful. Like everything that was given to me was all positive, except for when the one day truck rolled past and picked up, and they yelled "nigger." That was the only thing. But we weren't angry at that though.
But you felt that energy coming though.
I did. I knew it was coming. Like I knew it the whole time. I knew something was gonna try to disturb what we had going on, because it was like, oh, it's too good to be true. When somebody tried to disturb it, but we didn't let it break us down. Like we just laughed about it, cracked some jokes. Like we'll whoop that ass if they come back though. But we still not gonna get mad.
Stay away from Dunkirk, New York. Don't go.
Yeah, don't go.
Real talk. What's like the country or something?
My mom made us take the scenic routes.
Yeah,
she put on her GPS to miss the tolls. So you taking the back streets.
Them back streets ain't nothing to play with.
That place is so old. They got a Tops.
They got a top?
Yeah.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
I know. Oh my god, yo. That's how you know we old. Like I'm like a top. That shit, man.
That shit been.
That's been on 5+ years.
Wow, I didn't even know that still existed. That's like a dinosaur now.
State liquor agency too.
Yep,
of course.
And all they did was drink wine and eat grapes. That was it.
Tops. I'm stuck on Tops.
Kaufman's.
I haven't heard
That
those
was-
Tops in a while.
I can't.
Kaufman.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't.
Kaufman.
Yeah.
Y'all into Kaufman's?
I'm with him. I didn't know shit.
I don't know.
Y'all ain't know what
Y'all know what Kaufman's is?
No, man.
Yeah, that's Macy's.
Yeah.
Old Macy's.
I'm glad they changed that name.
Yeah.
Kaufman's.
Yeah, it don't really
funny.
sound too attractive. Like, let me get some Kaufman's, nigga. No, you cough drops is what you
Kaufman's
mean.
was like, nice back in the day.
It was like you
It
do
was
the say the motion. Do
It
that.
was nice.
That's
It was
what
that. Yeah, it was.
It's like that.
Yep.
I'm gonna start doing that shit. I'm gonna leave out of here and say, all right now.
I haven't shopped at Kaufman's. I'm going Macy's in a while. Macy's too expensive for me now. I'm cheap.
We know.
So
You stated that.
It's harder for y'all to be cheap though. Like, where can y'all be cheap at? Because I heard that men's clothes is like way more
They
expensive.
are.
Fashion Nova.
Fashion Nova.
Boom.
They got
And it
Anybody
depends on
dress
where you
Fashion
go.
Nova?
I don't.
Fashion Nova got y'all.
No.
Y'all dress there?
That's
Get
what I
that men's
heard.
collection.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I thought it was just always
I gotta check it out.
That's what I said. It's been all over Instagram.
I go to like KMG.
You know about Fashion Nova
Yeah.
men?
We on the same page, man. We know.
Fashion Nova men?
We balled on the
No.
budget.
Yeah.
I mean, Forever 21 got
exactly.
men's section too.
He know about
I
all
do
that
like
shit.
Forever 21's
I ain't
men's
gonna lie,
section.
they section is okay.
H&M's
I've
men's
done
section
it.
is
It's
better
nice.
than
I love
the
H&M.
women's.
I give you
They
credit
need
for
to go
admitting
give me a
that.
sponsor. Hit me
H&M
up.
is hit or miss. I feel like
But for men,
H&M
though.
for men. Oh,
Monkey
for
in the
men,
jungle.
yes.
It's way better than the women's.
Yes,
Way
because
better.
H&M women's,
Trash.
hit or miss. Like you either find something like really nice basics.
Mm-hmm.
That's H&M.
But that's-
period.
Yeah.
They're boring.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's true. That's
Don't be
true.
going out H&M over there.
H&M.
That's my
So-
favorite store. Shout out to H&M, coolest monkey in the jungle. You feel me?
Oh, no.
I need to go to
He's the CEO.
Bringing us back. Lord Jesus.
I would have wore that shirt just to be an asshole, to be honest.
At H&M.
Yeah, you know, you see it? You never saw it? So H&M, say this in the speaker.
Oh,
So H&M had this shirt that said the coolest monkey in the jungle, and they thought it was okay to drop.
With
You know
that
that?
black boy on
Yeah,
there or
you already know what yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But don't y'all think brands be doing that now purposefully to
Yeah.
Start up.
get the
Attention.
Mhm.
Yeah,
most
start
definitely.
up.
Cancel culture is a big deal. You know what I mean? And it's like it
Yeah,
does
what
the
is that?
opposite of like what you're trying to do. Like once you like cancel something, you're like putting it out there. Everybody's like cancel so and so. So you see that name all the time. It's publicity, like
Right.
It's a
publicity.
publicity stunt.
Yeah.
That's what it is,
And
yeah.
you go in the store
That's
and be
crazy.
like, oh, they got some nice shirts in here.
Mhm. Because it never lasts. People cancel Gucci like
For a second.
for a second.
God.
People don't care now.
Oh yeah, Gucci
Yeah.
was canceled for a hot second.
Yeah, see,
What
you
wasn't
forgot.
really
Like no one
Yeah.
cares.
I can't afford Gucci yet, so
I
fuck
would
it.
never look for
I don't really give a
Yeah.
fuck
That was
about
hard.
like that for real.
So
I'm
hell,
just straight Nike and random shit. My nigga, the shirts be from Old Navy. This bitch is from Old Navy. I be rocking the fuck out this
For real?
bitch and 3 more at the crib.
Living
Like,
your truth,
I'm a
huh?
thrift store nigga.
like real shit. My jeans be like $40. I ain't. What I need some $100.
$40. My jeans be $19.99. Well, these are Levi's.
I was
right now.
just about to. When you
Yeah.
said 40,
Yeah.
I just
My jeans be
never so
$19.99.
slightly just like
Cringe a little bit.
Right.
Jeans be like 30 at
Like
night.
$40.
Like 30.
Well, I mean, if you wanted some good jeans, 40 isn't a bad price, but
Because I don't like my jeans to fade, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I
It's
give them a
investments,
bulk,
and they can
but if
last
something,
you.
yeah, if something happens to them, then you gotta wash them. You kind of ain't got a choice, unless you get like baby powder on them, and then you can wash up with a rag or something, you know.
No, you
Baby
hand
powder
wash
season.
your clothes.
using baby.
Baby powder
So
season.
People don't want to
Powder
do that. 'Cause
clothes,
That's
though.
a lot of work.
You
Change.
lazy. But if you want to
No,
save your
I
clothes,
sweat a little
hand wash
bit.
them.
That's
shits.
true.
Hand wash them.
Hand wash your
Yeah.
clothes
Hand wash
and hang
jeans,
them up
yeah.
to dry.
Mm-hmm.
So when you hand wash your clothes, how do you do that? Break it down for me.
Put that shit in some cold ass water.
Yep.
Put the bubbles or whatever in there, the detergent in there. And wash them shit, scrub it
them.
You gotta do
out.
like back in the day when they was using that thing.
You could just take your hands and like literally scrub the fabric together.
It's like
and
being in the
wash it.
shower and
Wring
you
it
scrubbing
out.
your rag to clean it out, and then you flip it, wring it out, and then you scrubbing it again to clean it out after you've used
Are y'all
it.
be doing that?
Shit, you goddamn
Yeah.
right. Them jeans cost too much. Man.
My mama taught me
You
to
just
do
throw that
that.
bitch up.
I be throwing my shit in the washer. I never thought about that.
You ever heard about putting your jeans in the freezer?
Yep.
Deodorize them?
What?
No.
Whoa.
What?
Get us hip.
What is going on?
I never knew.
First of all, the trick is you gotta make sure you take all the frozen meat out because your pants is gonna smell like
It's
meat.
straight.
Yeah, you gotta take that out.
Yeah, that's
But
questionable all the
apparently,
time.
like it just deodorizes it. So after you hand wash and do all that stuff, or actually it's more in between because you wouldn't do it after.
Yeah, I
it's
was
like
about to say
detergent.
it's an in between.
So I feel like in between washes, and you probably wore them like 5 times like a summer day, but you want to keep them like looking nice and fresh. Go ahead, fold them up, put them in the freezer for I forgot how long. I usually do like a half hour.
Yeah, it's I think it was an hour, and then they're
Y'all
like
are
fresh
fried.
as
Yeah,
fuck.
you take them out.
And that probably feel good because it's hot outside.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that, y'all. Salute. I'm gonna try out some fried shit.
I'm really
Next
gonna.
thing you know, we have a
Try
cold.
hand washing clothes.
My
first,
face is about to be
'cause
full of
you don't
cheese.
want your shit to keep getting faded.
Yeah.
We just hand wash it.
Yeah.
It's quick.
Yeah,
you
you're
throw a
right.
bunch of clothes in there, just all Scooby Doo. Ain't that
I'm gonna do that and watch me mess up my clothes. I'm gonna try it out though. I'm gonna try to hand wash
Get some
it.
cheap jeans.
You can't mess up your clothes hand washing.
Yeah,
Really?
listen,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Mess it up.
Alright.
It's pretty
I'm
hard.
gonna hold y'all to y'all word. So actually, when y'all go to school for fashion, you went to school for fashion?
Yeah, I have
So-
a fashion degree.
Word.
Oh,
so
shit.
you know everything about fashion pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah, go
So
claim
tell us
it.
what
Go
you know.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Tell us what you know.
Ah, shit.
Go
Listen,
ahead.
fashion merchandising. Let me just.
That shit got powerful.
So I'm more of a business aspect, business side of it. So yeah, but I mean, as far as trends, I don't keep up with them as much as
Make your own
I
trend.
used to because you know.
Yeah.
I graduated like 3 years ago. How old is everybody here? Am I older than everybody? I feel like I am.
26.
Nah, you
What's your
not.
birthday? Oh, it's right.
November
you.
23rd. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm older than you.
For real?
Yeah, I'll be
Oh.
27 November 10th.
Oh.
Barely.
Oh, barely. Oh, time old. Yeah, I'm over here like, oh,
By that book.
oh, 2 weeks. Okay, for sure.
That's
For
me.
sure.
26.
26? Okay, y'all making me feel good.
25. My birthday is next month,
So young.
September 7th.
Oh,
Thank
turn
you,
up,
Virgo.
turn up.
Shout out to the Virgo.
Turned 27 in October.
Okay. Wait, when's your birthday?
October 24th.
24? Oh, that's right, you Scorpio. Okay, I knew that.
I'm
He's
27, April 9th.
April 9th? Okay, cool.
That's why we
Y'all
laugh.
so smooth over here.
Hey, remember when nobody knew your age, bro?
Hell yeah.
I just thought
I'm the
he was
old
like
head, nigga. I'm
3
the
years
OG,
old.
man.
Everybody
You know,
was like,
I
how
mean,
old is this nigga? I don't know.
Yeah, I know she was waiting. I know she was kind of waiting for everybody. You was just kind
I
of sitting back.
was. I was.
That's funny.
I learned that from an old nigga. I keep an old soul.
Y'all know hella shit about horoscopes, man. Like I said last time, I don't believe in horoscopes. I find somebody
Astrology.
just, whatever it is. I'm sorry, I feel like people just be making those apps and typing stuff in and.
But your horoscope is different from like astrology, like the
what
science
he
of
was-
astrology. You know what I
he
mean?
was
You was just saying that shit earlier.
All right, so break it down. Enlighten me,
So
please.
like the short version, like the horoscope, like that's the trend, that's the fad,
Okay,
right?
okay,
like where people just predict shit in the newspaper. I'm sorry, I keep cussing stuff in
Say what the
news.
fuck you want to say.
Fuck big shit, goddamn it,
Oh, I
motherfucker.
didn't know. I didn't know. Okay.
I was like, wait a minute, can we not
As
cut?
much all that crazy driving y'all was doing out there, y'all might
Oh,
as well
don't
say
say
what the fuck y'all want.
And she
I
thought-
came up cautious.
Hell, y'all thought we
You
didn't
came up
cuss
like a
over here?
drive-by.
I know I did. I was like,
Yeah, you were. And we was like, oh shit, here come the bullets, nigga. Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Should have ran, Ricky.
Dude.
No, but like the horoscope is like the fad part of it. You know what I mean? So it's not based on science. Astrology is a whole science,
Yeah.
and so I believe it's not to dictate your life. You know,
Right,
what I'm
right, right.
It's not like a predictor or like to tell your future,
Yep.
but it does give you clarity and clarification on maybe some traits that you have. Why you might react to these certain things, you know what I mean? And it gives you more of an alignment so that you get to know yourself more, so you know how to move forward. And you get to know, like, and I think that's important just in general,
Right.
to understand yourself and your energy. My mom, she, let's plug my mom in real quick, you know what I'm saying?
Go for it.
My mom, shout out to my mama. She's a yoga teacher. She also does natal charts. She does
she does
Reiki.
natal charts?
She's learning Thai massage.
I need your mama number.
Look, she's into all of that, so that's something that's really big in our family. So you should get, you know what, you should get your natal chart, and you might be
My
surprised.
what?
Your
You
natal
should get
chart.
your-
and
Enlighten
you
me
might-
once again.
so your natal chart is based off of
Uh,
the day, the time, and the location that you were
that's what
born,
he's
and
talking
it's
about,
pretty
yeah.
much like how the stars and planets were aligned at the time that you were
Right.
born,
Yeah.
and what energy that gave off, and what traits you
Right.
might possess.
Word.
You know.
I'm gonna say that. You said natal chart. Keep it going.
Yeah.
On. Keep it going. Keep it
I
going.
mean, that's what it is. So it's nice to have someone who knows how to read them, because
Uh-huh.
it is a bit complex
okay.
how to read your natal chart. But it just will give you clarity on, like...
Can you read mine?
And there's...
I can't. My mama can.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot.
You can go to astro.com.
Was it?
Or yeah, you can go on a website and plug all that in.
You got the time you was
on astro.com?
Astro, man, I'll put
That's what she uses.
Hey, he getting happy.
And then you get to learn, like, about your different, like, different houses and stuff like that. It's a whole... That's why I'm saying, like, you can look it up yourself and then maybe have someone who's more versed in it or tries to break it down for you. Because then you have, like, certain, like, subcategories of you that they can break down. That's crazy.
See, I'm so just closed-minded when it comes to that stuff. I guess I could try to open my mind up to a little bit.
Open it.
I'm so like, no, I know what I know. It's me only, but, you know.
Sagittarius.
Oh,
Sagittarius trait.
Hey, y'all, she don't like Sagittarius, y'all.
Throw it out there.
I'm gonna speak on that because just recently, you know, like, I'm a logical person. You know, I was a realist until, you know, I had some traumas that happened in my life, and then, you know, I went my whole life like, you know, I don't know what is out there, but I'm just go ahead and just make sure I'm a good person. So hopefully, you know, when my day is done, I'm taken care of. But for me, like, going through life, I realized that wasn't enough. Like, you have to believe in something, because if you don't, when times get tough, I mean, you can't believe in people because people are flawed. So one of the things that Zaire helped me with, or am I supposed to call you Freedom on the show?
You call me Z, whatever you want to call me, bro.
I'm
whatever.
But one of the things he helped me with, you know, he gave me the book, you know, talking about, you know, how emotions and energy and everything. And for me, that helped me through, you know, what I was going through and what I'm still going through. And even if I'm fine, you know, it's stuff to still know. So I'm a newbie at it, I'm learning, but it does make me feel positive. So even if, you know, you kind of get a little skeptical here and there, you may not realize it until you actually need it, is when you realize, like, okay, it is something to this, you know. You don't have to... One thing that I saw is, you know, everybody call it different. You know, some people call it Jesus, Allah, you know, the universe, or whatever you call it, you know, it makes everybody feel the same. So, you know, you don't have to, you know, you got some people where it's like, oh, like, my God is the only God, and going like that, you know, you can let those people be, but, you know, you believe in whatever you want to believe in, and you embrace people what they believe in. And as long as all y'all positive, man, that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
I agree.
Real shit.
I agree.
And too, that's a part of our culture, you feel me? That's something that goes back into us as black people. Astrology, we were the ones who started looking up at the stars and understanding.
Fact, though, that's
So that's just something we got to go back to our roots to understand who we are, you know, because that's why I be like, oh, he a Aries, that's why he act like that. I always call out y'all signs, but it's just characteristics. Yeah, he could be Aries, but his moon could be in Cancer, so he acts like a Cancer, so he want it all the time. You feel me? There's things that play into it. It's a lot that goes into it.
What the fuck is he trying to say? Was
that See, that's what I'm saying. You gotta, like, understand, like, what your moon sign is, what your rising sign is.
Understand if you were throwing shade.
No, I'm just saying, I don't know what your moon is.
And Freedom don't fuck around with this. They turn big of astrology. He comes in here like, hold on, y'all, wait a minute.
I got you, because too many people talk slanderous because y'all read horoscopes. And you're ignorant to something that you haven't delved into. When you have to read, if you read it and you can break it down, then I'll understand why you don't believe. But if you coming to me on some shit you don't even know about, that's when I have an issue, because you can't even tell me why you don't believe. You just like, I don't fuck with that. You feel me?
It's just
you
like
go
saying
around
you don't
like
like
that,
a person,
you never learn anything.
Yeah.
So does that apply for food? Because I don't fuck with a lot of things, like chitlins. I ain't trying
I don't fuck. I mean, like, certain things you ain't gotta do.
I feel like chitlins is an exception, because that's nasty. Like, you don't gotta try that to know that that's
y'all
nasty.
Pork eaters? Y'all eat pork?
I do eat pork. Bacon I cannot get away from.
Bacon is on occasion. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, a special moments where I had to. Bacon.
I've actually been allergic to pork.
I like chitlins.
You allergic to pork?
I'm allergic to pork.
You look like you like chitlins.
You eat chitlins for real?
It's the glasses.
I'm just playing.
How do you look?
She said you look like you eat chitlins.
Questions.
Oh, I'm just playing.
Elaborate on that statement.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
No.
Okay, how do you look like you eat something? No, elaborate, please do.
No, you spit out a fact, so we're all just waiting on what you said.
Oh my god.
We all
y'all gotta get my humor. Hey. It was a joke. But I do have a question.
It was an untrue statement, so you acted out of ignorance because you didn't know anything about it.
It's actually more of an opinion.
There's a difference between ignorance and a joke.
I'm just saying, it's more of an opinion.
I accept that. I accept that.
I do have a question, unless y'all trying to move on.
No,
or y'all not trying
Go
to move
for
on.
it. Keep it
go
going.
for it.
Shit.
Yeah, go.
We
Oh,
keep
wait,
it rolling.
so this is something
Whatever
not
you-
related
Hold
to
on,
astrology.
Whatever you feel.
Put your email.
Go for it. Say what you got to say.
Yeah. So you said you were married earlier.
Yes.
How long you been married for?
A year in April.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Black love.
Newlyweds. Right. That's amazing. That's all. No.
That was something legitimate.
Because no, I cut him off earlier because I was like, hey, wait, let's save it for the show. I want to hear this later. But then like, it's been on my mind. So.
Well, if you want, you can segue and talk about relationships. That's what you're going to do.
Well, okay.
Right, there we go.
So I posted something a day or so ago about good men. I said that if you don't, just because you're not a cheater doesn't make you a good man. What do y'all feel about that statement?
That's true. That's true. You can be a fucked up nigga, fucked up individual, and not be a cheater. You know what I mean? You can mentally abuse somebody,
Right.
physically. You know, it's hella shit to it. You know, so yeah, I agree.
I just had a few
Go down,
guys
go around.
comment and was just like, oh my God, women, y'all don't know what y'all want. Y'all expect too much. Y'all
We play the blame
Don't-
game.
They don't know
what they want.
we can't win.
Yeah.
Men
Go for
play
it.
the blame game.
Yep.
Why I can't really say honestly, but
We know why, bro.
I feel man, I ain't got shit to do with that. We are our own people. Some men are womanizers. Some men are woman abusers. I don't really give a fuck about that. But to be honest, if you're really a good man, you don't really have to say it. Like, you can just see it, you know, even if you're not dating. Like, from my perspective, to freedom, you know. I mean, just because I've known him for years, I don't know every single relationship that he's been in, but I know him well enough to be like, you know, if somebody were to ask, I'd be like, oh, him? I'd be like, yes, he's a good man, you know. He's a good person, you know. He's got a good heart. And the same thing for Jeremiah, same thing for Justin. Like, I can say that with a pure heart and honestly because it's been shown.
But do you think just because someone is a good man or they could be a good person in a relationship, because you can know somebody, you can know them and they could do good things outside of their relationship. They could be a good person. They could give back to the community. They could do a lot of things, but they could also go home and abuse their partner. You know what I'm saying?
They need their ass whooped.
It depends on where they.
I mean, it's different forms of abuse too, but I mean, I know different kinds of dudes. I know dudes, you know, who got families. I know guys who are single, you know, whether they're older, younger. Basically, a lot of guys, especially guys who are younger or, you know, kind of got used to it in high school, they like to play the game. You know, and the thing is, that game gets over eventually. You know, you ain't playing the game forever, and if so, you really dying inside, you know, but guys don't want to talk about that. So, you know, guys just want to hold on to that, because I could be a friend of Zaire and we over here kicking it and he's good to me, but that don't make him a good all-around person. You know, there's a lot of guys that's disrespecting their women, and either they have multiple women or the women that they with, and why they do it, they don't know. But the thing is, that usually comes back around because you're going to fall for somebody. And then the thing is, it's the difference between being with somebody who needs you and being with somebody who wants you.
Right.
So when you with somebody and they just want you and you wrong them and they gone, and it's like, oh, like you might fall dependent upon that person, like, oh, I need that person. And it could be for multiple reasons. It could be, you know, for emotional reasons, it could be financial reasons or whatever. But the thing is, you know, you gotta treat people how you want to be treated at the end of the day. So for those dudes, I mean, it may not come back in a relationship form. They'll come back around somehow, because you can't, like we was talking about the other day, like you can't live foul and just go ahead and expect, like, eventually it's gonna come up. Don't nobody live a lie for the rest of their lives and they happy. Like, it eventually come up. You eventually get humbled, and hopefully you straighten up after that. And if you don't, then he's gonna get the lesson again later.
That sounds straight to the
it
point.
It can come back to where if a man were to have a child and the things that he did, those were the things that are done to his daughter or his son. You know, it can hit you in any type of way. You know what I mean? It can be something late, like a late relationship with their parents, and he just so happens to get that man or that woman who's abusive to their parent. I mean, like you said, it can come back in multiple ways.
Get what you give.
Yeah.
Just because you look like a man don't mean you a man.
Facts.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
No, go ahead.
Why you stop yourself? Go ahead. Let it out. Let it out. Come on. Come on. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's a lot of transgenders.
That was left.
Of course,
that's exactly why I did that. But y'all forced me.
It's such a touchy subject. I don't want to tap into it because it's such a touchy subject. But like, literally, like, you get scrutinized like crazy for making any comments on how you feel about the transgender community. Yeah. Which I think is kind of unfair. I will say that. And then y'all want to say what y'all want to say about me. Yeah. Say what y'all want to say about me. But I do feel like it is unfair because, I mean, we could say anything about any other race, but
say a lot about niggas. Niggas ain't shit. Niggas is dirty. Niggas are dumb.
I think we talked about this on the show, and this is probably gonna offend people, but like the privilege that specifically white LGBTQ members get, as opposed to black people. Like it's like it's more of an issue. You know what I mean? But then if you were to say something about black people, it's less than, you know what I mean? And it still goes back to that privilege. Like, you might be, not to say that, like, what am I trying to say? I think that white LGBTQ members have a certain privilege that they maybe don't acknowledge, and it's totally different from what we experience, you know what I'm saying? Like she just said, if you said anything about the trans community, white trans people are going to be on you immediately, like, that's offensive, blah, blah, blah. But then, like, you can sit up here and appropriate black women all day, and that's cool. And if I say something, then I'm a hater, or I'm this, I'm that, and you know what I'm saying? It's totally different. It's totally different respect.
I think somebody said if it's because white men are in the LGBT community, that's why people give a fuck about it. There's white men in it.
It's still that white male privilege, even if, or just that white privilege, period.
I was about to say that too.
Yeah, what the fuck they mean? Who the fuck are they? Who the fuck are you?
I mean,
but like,
everybody's everybody.
That's a real question, but at the end of the day, I mean, white men I don't know, they get treated differently. Their voice are heard. People care about what they feel, and they feel like people should care, and they get offended. You can't say anything about this, you can't do that, you can't do this. But like, I mean, motherfuckers been, like you said, motherfuckers been talking about niggas
forever.
Wow. Yeah, I never thought about that. For real, that's true though.
I mean, I think that kind of goes back to a white black thing overall. You know, I live in an all white neighborhood. You know, I'm that guy. And it's not on people. I moved there because of all the white people. It was just, I'm there. You know, I was there for location, the landscape. You know, like being on the west side versus from being on the east side my entire life is completely different. You know, and I think some people, especially on the east side, you know, you need to branch out because it's a lot of shit out here. And I know some people, like my family and everything that's on Euclid, they ain't seen. I mean, like, what's 271? That was 90. Like, they ain't getting on no highway. You know, like I had a wedding that I was supposed to get in Chagrin Falls, and they was like, "Oh, were you gonna pick me up?" I ain't gonna pick you up, like, man. So, but that's off subject. But so basically, you know, we on the same. We got the same money. So, you know, I should have the same respect as them socially. But the thing is, they think it's also how you carry yourself. You know, because like, white people, they don't have that bickering amongst each other like we do, you know, like you said, true. Like if you living good or wherever, you know, I'm sit there and find something wrong with you, like, oh, you know, your diamond's fake or something like that, right? You know, or your car is leased, something like that. So
it is.
I think it's just, hey man, go ahead.
Fuck it.
But I think it's just more so, you know, like they're willing to unite more so than we are, and we only unite when something like really tragic happens.
Facts.
Yeah.
And then it's temporary.
Yeah, then
super temporary.
That union is
super
temporary.
2 weeks.
Yes.
And then people fade back and they do what they do again. And I think that another issue with like the white LGBTQ community is that like they're an oppressed population. I'm not gonna deny that, but they don't band with us. You would think that, you know, with being a group that is ostracized and looked at it in a negative way, that they would band together with other groups that do so. You know what I mean? Like, black people support everybody, right? Like, black people show up to every fucking movement. Black people support. But then, like, LGBTQ members, a lot of them just support themselves, but they don't branch out into other things. How many people, like, how many LGBTQ members did you see at, like, Black Lives Matter movements or stuff like that? You know what I mean? It's very focused on themselves. And black people, I think it's a positive and maybe sort of a weakness that we have, that we're for everybody all the time, and we don't get that back. And I think that's what's frustrating.
That also gives us a very, very large advantage, because that shows that we're not as selfish as everyone portrays us to be.
Thanks.
I think that's beautiful about Black people. I think that's something that's natural in us, and that's something that has been something that's natural in us. But I think that we need to take more charge of us, because we're naturally a very giving people. We forgive, and a lot of times we forget, and it can get to be really detrimental to ourselves, because we want to be cool with everybody. We don't want this conflict or these issues with people. It's unsettling. A lot of this shit is inhumane. It's fucking weird. All this hate and shit, that's not normal to us. But at the same time, it's like sometimes we can be so lenient that we negate ourselves and we start to hate ourselves. And I think that's like what they're battling right now.
You're spreading it too.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I never thought about that.
It's, I mean, the lifestyle nowadays is we're living, like we said, I believe last week, we're living in the dark ages. You know, it's kind of like just brute force is taking over everything. As soon as you turn on the news, all you see is violence. I mean,
fuck the news.
But
I mean,
you gotta live in your reality.
Yeah, it is what it is.
The news is based on what they want the people to see.
Yeah. Exactly, man. The 1%ers run the news. This guy, I was at the lake chilling, man. This guy told me, like, hey, man, the news is bullshit because we don't run the news. It's only a few people that run the news, and they show us what they want us to see.
They show you the same thing every single day, day after day after day.
Like, that's why I use social media in my way. It's my own news. I throw it up a positivity and just relatable shit. I don't throw out no negative shit you see on Instagram, Facebook, all that. I look at social media as a news outlet now. Because
people start sharing them, like when, you know, a black person gets shot by a cop, then somebody else will share it. You said something about this the other day, actually, but just when you just put it out, like it just flows on your timeline. So then eventually you share it, and then you become a part of that group. And that's not what you want. That's not what you're about. But now you just become what they are.
Yeah, we gotta understand we're spreading negativity. At the end of the day, it's good to know. It's good to be hip to everything. You feel me? You can't be ignorant to what's happening to the world. And when that's all you spreading day after day is he got shot, they got shot, they hating on this, that's what your world becomes.
Right.
And then you get desensitized.
Yeah. And then you turn into something that you weren't and that you're not supposed to be. Absolutely.
You start hating people just because, or fearing people just because that's what you're seeing. You know. But I cancel my gates off to all that. Like, I'll tune in and be like, all right, let's see what's happening, you know. But after that, I can't keep that cycling through my noggin.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
it's a distraction, man.
Yeah.
It's a distraction to keep your mindset just focused on that shit. Keep you in fear. That's what a lot of people's problem is, fear, man. I mean, this shit's real. Don't get me wrong. Being black in America is very fucking scary. I mean, serious, scary word you guys want to use. But I think a lot of that shit is like, dangerous. It's a fear cycle, though, man. It's like, watch this, somebody else got shot. Watch this black man went to jail. So we can look at it like, oh no. Or we can look at it in an angry way.
You're gonna be like, man, I might get shot. You know, first thing you think when the police pull up on you.
When I got pulled over in Beechwood, I was like, all right, so he gonna put some hollows in me. Let me go ahead and put this bitch on record so they can see a nigga getting shot. Just go ahead and think about it, how they gonna do this. But I didn't put it all the way into the air, you know, like I could. It's gonna go through your mind, period. You know, but it's also like we talked about. If you embrace that moment and then you let it go, so you let it run its course. I let it run its course, and then I was fine. He came up, you know, license, blah blah blah. He did his job. He wasn't an asshole. I wasn't an asshole. We both showed mutual respect. I shook his hand at the end. Have a good day, you too, and that was it. You know, there was no extra cop tapping on my window because I don't play that shit. He sat his ass in the truck where he's supposed to be.
What would you do? They tap in your window.
Roll it down.
What the fuck you doing?
You roll it down.
I've done it before. I don't do that. They've done it, but I don't do that. Nah,
not everybody's a bad person.
They not.
Yeah, real. That's the honest. For real. And like
that's what we gotta understand. Have fun. You know, life. That's what life is about. We're too caught up in society, worldly shit.
Yeah.
You feel me? We don't have fun anymore. We don't enjoy simple things. Like, this is a simple thing we're enjoying. People don't do this. You feel me? We don't. Talk to my brothers, you know, talk to my sisters on some casual, hey, how you doing? You feel me? They going good. You know, it's all about coming up on the next nigga.
Yeah, right. Hitting the lick on something. Yeah, exactly.
Like we don't enjoy life. We're rushing to do too much, and instead of just like, I'm going to just walk. You know, I'm going to just play some good music. I'm gonna just be chill. You feel me? Like we have to enjoy simple moments and be in the present. You know, like me and Jeremiah was talking. We plan too far in the future. You're never gonna enjoy this moment that's slipping by you.
Ooh, and then once you get there, you're gonna do the same thing that you just did. So you want to be able to enjoy that moment that you plan to enjoy.
Listen, I'm real big on saying enjoy the moment, but I ain't gonna lie, at times I be so thirsty to get to the next destination that I don't really acknowledge this moment, man. But I'm glad I'm finally aware of that shit, because now I'm starting to embrace it a lot more. These moments right now is actually the key moments to your future.
Fuck yeah.
You be for real, yeah. I just try my hard to embrace it.
I was the same way. I mean, I was bad with it though. I was real bad, just because I was just so goal driven, and you know, I had a lot of early successes in my life. You know, like, you know, I had a 2-parent household and everything. You know, everything that was cool, but I didn't ask them for a dime. I wanted to make sure, like, I prided myself on doing everything on my own. So I started from my bottom, and yeah, I got so deep into it to where, like, I'll visualize my next day as I'm going to sleep, and 70% of it will come true. 30% is, you know, about the stuff that just kind of just happens. But I got so bad at one point that if something took me off of how I visualized it, I either got, you know, like, upset, aggressive, just in like a mood about it, or just really did everything I could to make sure it happened that way. And that was good to get me to where I am today, but as of right now, like I said, living in the present, I've done a lot of stuff in my life, and other than photos and all that stuff, I can't really reflect on it. You know, when we went to New York, I actually took that time to actually embrace everything that was going on.
And we said that.
Just look out. It was just something that was needed, and then, you know, that's kind of how I've been for like the past 2 weeks, like really living in the present. This is like the first time in 2 weeks that I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. You know, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have a list, because I used to make a list because I used to think of so much stuff I got to do. And when I didn't complete it, it was like, man, well, just going to throw it on tomorrow. And then the next thing you know, my whole day is just consists of like tasks that I create for myself to keep doing and doing and doing and doing. Yeah. Then again, for these past 2 weeks, I ain't playing nothing. And I'm happy, you know, I'm fine. You know, nothing's wrong.
You getting things done?
I'm getting stuff done.
No, we're like,
she has so much concern.
Like,
on her
we
face.
have lists for
I
days.
love a list.
Right? Yeah, we live by lists.
Yeah.
I was a major
Virgo trait,
So
what, or just like a
woman trait, maybe?
Yeah,
because I'm really
organized.
Oh
like,
my god! Like,
oh shit! So how y'all go about y'all day then?
Shit.
That sounds stressful.
I set a list. But I think we both kind of do that. Like, we have, like, the list is kind of like our outline for the day. And then, you know, you want to stay to that as much as you can. Things may happen, though.
You just have to be careful. You don't want to fall prisoner to that list, because that's exactly what I did. And then, you know, not to get too deep, but, like, you know, the dopamine you get from actually doing something is the brain chemistry. As much as you're getting that, for those tasks that you don't, it's a negative effect. You don't really think about it, and you just go ahead and roll over to the next day, but you're going to keep rolling it over, and you're never going to feel like you actually achieved everything. And there may be some times where, like, oh yeah, I got everything done, and you cool, but you know you're just going to think for some more stuff for yourself. Yeah. And in that time, I did that for so long. I mean, I did that since I was like 19 years old when I moved out. Yeah, so
you've been on top of it.
I mean, when I've been doing that, like I said, it got me to where I was, and I don't regret it. But the thing is, I got to a point where, you know, I've lost connections with people, you know, because for me, like, I'm a lot for everybody, but I can only do so much with my time, and I got so focused with my time. Like, my time is important, so, like, if somebody was wasting my time, you know, I kind of got, like, aggressive. Like, I don't have time for this. Like, I could be doing this. Yeah, I could be doing this on my list and that on my list. You know, hey, I may not be mad aggressive, but I am a Scorpio, like I said.
That is such a Scorpio thing.
Like, my time is very important to me.
I get mad about that too. That's like a pet peeve of mine. Don't waste my time.
Fucking time.
Time is money. Don't play.
Exactly. But yeah, just don't fall prison to that list. You know, like, if something don't get done, you know, it is what it is, and just make it like basic stuff. You know, just like actual critical stuff. You don't want to do like the basic stuff, like, oh, you know, I gotta pick up apples from the grocery store or something like that. Like, you gonna remember that. You won't think you gonna remember that, but you're gonna remember it. You know, you just want to make sure, like, it's the crucial stuff.
Yeah.
Get your oil change.
I don't like having schedules, man. I hate it. Now I gotta do is I've been getting real busy with this and everything, but I hate schedules. I like just waking up and, all right, I know I gotta do, I'll just go do it. But I guess now I gotta kind of force myself to, you know, have a to-do list. I say, like I said, to-do list. That sounds better, or some kind of reminders. The schedules.
There's nothing wrong being organized, but there's a
that's cool.
It's a line where you gotta kind of know within yourself. It's not something you gonna tell for somebody else. It's just like, you know what, kind of sit back and think, and that's what people gotta do every now and again, like reevaluate stuff. Because you don't realize the pace that you're going. Like for me personally, I say probably the past 10 years felt like 5. That's just how fast I've been moving. I've been doing this stuff, and it's just been, I got a lot of stuff done, but that's like kind of like material wise versus on the inside for me. Like I don't feel like I got all that stuff done, even though I did. And some of that stuff you won't really see anymore. So, I'm the type of person where, I've had, many successes in my life, but it also cost me. And some things that cost me, I may not be able to get those things back. I'm working on it, but I may not be able to get those things back, and I accept that. But from what I do from here on out, which is live in the present like we talked about, I make sure that, okay, I can't change the past. I'm not going to dwell on it. Hopefully those people understand and appreciate me for trying. And then after that, from here on out, I'm going to live more so in the present and try to find my balance.
More opportunities going to come anyway. You feel me? Once you live in the present, then you'll see the world just like, all right, now you're moving how we operate. Now you're not moving at your own. You trying to drive forward. We telling you to make that left. You feel me? You got to make that left, and you still going forward. It's like, well, you're going to have to make this left eventually. It just got to be a little farther down the road. You feel me? So that's good. Be in the present, bask in that. But it's good to have schedules. I'm a person, sometimes I got to have that. I'm a very airy sign, so...
You don't got no damn schedule.
but sometimes I do. Like, my mind is my schedule. I remember everything. You feel me?
That's what I go.
I don't write shit down, but it'll pop up in my head like, nigga, you gotta pay this bill, or you gotta handle this. But it's good to be flexible with shit. You feel me? Don't be so stuck on like it has to be done at this fucking moment, or I'm losing my shit. Like, no, it's cool. Get pushed back, or just happen a little later. You feel me? Like,
I hate when that
eventually.
Yeah, I know.
How you feel about it? What's up?
I don't know, so I spent like most of my life, like all of us, we spent most of our life in school. So when I graduated, I felt really flustered, like with my time. Like I started doing that, like, oh, I'll get to it. You know what I'm saying? And it just it messed me up. Like, I'm a person that needs a schedule. Like, I need a schedule, and I may not have a to-do list for the day, but I have one for the week. I have like a planner, like a little billboard with a calendar on it in my bedroom, literally right next to my bed, that has a whole bunch of notes on it. And then I have an actual planner, and then I have my notes in my phone.
That's literally I have it in 3 different places, handwritten in my phone.
You gotta have the note.
I ain't got none of that shit.
I carry a notebook with me everywhere I go. I literally have a notebook, and it's the notebook that we have all of our notes for the show, my grocery list, goals that I have for myself, personal goals. I literally come up with goals, like, I work out and stuff like that. Like, I come up with workouts. Literally, I'm such a weirdo with that.
That's dope. That's what college do to you.
It's holding you accountable.
Yeah, when I was in school, I was so used to a mental schedule, and then I graduated back in December. And when I first got out of college, it's like, whoa, I'm not used to this schedule no more. So it's like, damn, what do I do now? So now, So I feel what you're saying on that, though. 100%.
We claim the structure. A lot of people, we claim the structure.
Yeah.
If we don't have that, we feel like our world is in chaos.
Oh my God. I'd be
but
so
stuff
lost.
Get boring and
I know it get boring
routine.
because like, this is my routine. So what do you have to enjoy other shit? Like, what if your family member come through and all the time, let's go kick it, you feel me? Let's do this. And
No, I gotta stick to this list.
Let me see, what time you trying to kick it? Oh
my God, I'm that person.
You that person?
I need to stop.
That's what I have to work on. I'm not, I can like be the first to say I'm not super flexible, and I'm working on that. Like, if I have like a set plan for my day, and then you wouldn't hit me with like an arbitrary, like, oh, let's just do this random thing. I'm like, oh my God, you still my entire day.
That's
like,
how the trip
how am I gonna fit this in? Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm like freaking the fuck out. Like, and I'm trying to work on that. Like, that's the issue. I'm very aware that that's something I gotta work on. But yeah,
you should have some free time during your day. Always have like some kind of free time.
Yeah.
Kick it for a minute. Go get some ice cream. Have a drink. get some food, whatever.
That's what I admire about men. I feel like men do that for themselves. Men make that time. You guys do that, and I admire that. Like, women need to do that.
Y'all should. I mean, just make a 2-hour little gap.
Women have always been probably more structured than men. You know, like men, our minds flow much more freely than women's do. You all have like it's like an automatic system. You know, that you all carry with yourselves. I forgot I was trying to say.
Women got their shit together when it comes to that schedule.
I was like, side convo.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I'm trying to, because I wanted to comment on what they were saying too, but I was like, all right, I'm just finish that.
We were talking about solo dates. Do you guys take yourself out on solo dates?
Oh, hell yeah.
Man. I've been to movies by myself. I've been to dinner by myself. I can do all that by myself. Long drives by myself.
What do I want to eat?
I'm going to take the scenic route home by myself.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
You ain't saying nothing.
I'm gone. I'm out of here. I do this every show. I'll be gone. I'll be listening to everybody else. Me personally, yeah, I just took myself out for some wings a few days ago. Wings and nice little smooth beer. Kicking it. Yeah. That's me. Get some ice cream by myself. Like you said, go to movies. I haven't did that in a while, but do that shit.
Go to the park.
It's all about self-love and self-care.
Yeah, that's what I do. I just go to the park and I just run. I just run like a motherfucker.
You work out? I like that.
And then and then he
2 o'clock tomorrow.
And then my brother Freedom holds me accountable on working every fucking day, actually.
See, that's nice to have a partner that like helps you out. That's what I need.
So
like
he's
a partner. Yeah.
Help is it may not be the perfect word, but he holds me strongly accountable.
Though is nice.
If I don't do it, it's actually a legit reason. Like today, I had to take my little sister to the doctor because my mother couldn't do it because she had to work. So I let him know, and he, like people know when you lied or not. Like I was late today, but I actually had like shit to do. Fuck you. But I actually had like shit to do. Yeah. I love you, But yeah, I mean, he keeps me on track with that because I'll slip and I'll be like, nah, I'm cool, and bust these push-ups, just do some smooth shit. He's like, nah, it's Full Body Friday. Bring your lanky ass in here.
What you call it? You call it Full Body Friday?
Friday.
What y'all do on Friday?
Everything.
Like, what's everything?
Everything from the tip of your crown to the peak of your toe. Everything.
So how long y'all in there for?
What time does Full Body Friday start?
Two different questions. 2 o'clock.
I was saying, how long do y'all work out for when
2
you do
hours.
Full body? 2 hours, okay.
It's 2 hours damn near every day.
Yeah.
Got me beat.
That's what, okay.
I want to say a side note, not to make this weird, but I appreciate just listening to how the four of you interact. It's refreshing to see Black men be so loving towards each other. I've heard you guys say so many nice things about each other. I've heard I love you, I miss you, I care about you. And it's such a positive thing to be around because you really don't see that, you know what I mean? And I think it's literally so beautiful to me, I think to us personally, just to just see that and be around that energy, to see Black men be loving and have a positive camaraderie and just like you don't see that.
Like, bubbly the inside.
For real. Like, I'm not trying to be arrogant. I don't want to make it weird, but like, it's just because like niggas be so hard all the time.
Yeah, they
be so
each other.
I'm still thugging nigga gangbang, nigga.
They can't have emotions towards their own friends. It's like, no, you care about your friend. You should be able to say that. You should be like, hey, I love you, bro, and then not be nothing else past that. Like, that's what it is. I care about you, and like that's nice.
We brothers. We brothers.
Yeah, that's very clear. That's very clear. That's super awesome.
They call me like, hey man, I need someone to wake up. I be like, nigga, I'm already in the car. Shit, I'm on the way, nigga. You feel me? Like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, we literally grew up with each other. Like 10 years old. Justin was like 10, Jerron was like 15, 16, Jeremiah.
Why I gotta be old as fuck though? How you go from 10 to
15 was like 25.
You feel me? Like that nigga Jerron was like 47.
Yeah, you came around.
He was like 16. Yeah, it was.
I was 15, man. I was probably 14 for real.
I think he was 15 or 16.
I was not 16.
Jerron was the father figure of the group.
He was 14. You feel me? Like he had a family.
I was an old little brother. Yep, that was Papa Bear, because that's what we used to call Jeremiah.
Yep.
Papa
Person
Bear,
with a beard.
He was the beard. He carried himself a certain way. That was. I forgot what the fuck.
It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. Continue to talk about everyone else. That's cool.
But no, like you was talking about like dudes being hard. Like you just gave me a book and it was about emotions.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I was always I don't know. I guess I just, if you really think about it, go way, way back, because that's what I'm doing, kind of going back and figuring out why I do what I do. Like me growing up playing football, they said go ahead, put all those feelings away. Like this ain't a place for it. You're supposed to be hard. This is how dudes grow up. Like my father never told me nothing like that. But then again, it's just what you're so exposed to. So dudes think you always gotta be hard. Versus to, like I told you, I was reading that book. I'm like, dude, man, I'm on chapter 2, man. I'm like, I gotta stop, because it shed some light. It was like I'm reading this book, but also looking in the mirror, and it just showed me some things where if you go ahead and focus on, you really have to think back. Cause some stuff I had to think back. I'm like, damn, I really did repress that. I have that memory and I remember that memory, but why don't I ever go back on that memory? Yeah. It's because it hurt. And like you were saying, dudes have to have more conversation. That's why I've been working on. Some people ain't all that open. Man. And you always gotta leave that door open. You don't want to force on nobody. Mm-hmm. But then again, for the people who want to act the hardest and don't want to have show that emotion. They got the most stuff going on, and it's usually, in the past when they was young, stuff like that, they got a lot of stuff, so I saw that.
No, that's serious, that's real. I know a lot of people who always, have this image of being angry all the time, bro, what's really your problem, man? Come on. Relax. What really is bothering you? I feel like
they probably had to take a shit.
Okay, but besides that, I feel like it was trauma and had to take a shit, I guess.
Well, I got a crazy story, so...
Go for it, bro.
So I work in a steel mill. Just a bunch of macho dudes, and everybody got egos. So this one dude, finally got a chance to talk to him and kind of figure out he was to himself or whatever, didn't, really mess with anybody, and you couldn't, get past him whatsoever emotionally. And one day, he was just, and he's also atheist. So one day, just went out, he's like, oh, you know what, just told his story. So this guy, every male in his life, on his family, has committed suicide. And... Oh, wow. The women in his family, because he's one of the only males, they kind of waiting on him, in a way. And it's, you really think about, your life situations. We got something like that. It's damn, you would be messed up, so, but he said, he's taking it one day at a time, not trying to follow the trend of the cycle, whatever. Obviously, he ain't getting no support, because if you got the women in your family sitting there waiting on you, that's what kind of stuff is that.
That is messed up. Yeah.
But so it's one of those things where a lot of people got a lot going on, and like I said, we talk about mental health. You don't know what people got going on, and just the simplest gesture can go a long way. So with that dude, I say what's up to him every time I see him or whatever. I don't know how much that changed him in his life and what he does, but I
could be
still
making
keep
the
on
biggest
going.
impact on
him.
Yeah. You could be that person that's actually keeping him alive.
A simple hello or what's up.
Yeah.
That's why I do it. Hey, how you doing? I be sounding weird probably saying it, but I probably made their day probably. That one guy said hello to me all day.
Simple things.
Simple.
Simple.
I get that sometimes, man. Yeah, I'll be out. And it won't even be that I'm angry, but it's just that I'll be in a different mood, and I'll be like, man, you're not really what you are, how you usually are. Somebody hi, how are you? How you feeling? And then it just be boom, there you go, there go Jerron. I'll be like, hey, how you doing? Then I start smiling. The rest of my day is beautiful.
Take it back to high school, nigga, what's up? For that image, I'm glad I don't got to do that shit no more. I went through that honestly in high school because that was the trend. If you in high school, you used to be all hey guys, you'll be looked at as soft or whatever. And as a man, you don't want to be looked at as soft because niggas gonna try to run over you and you gotta start fighting and all that shit. So we always had that tough roll on. Knowing deep down that wasn't us, and growing up you learn to break from that shit.
We had a clique, man. Everybody in the clique was heavy hitters, but we always kept each other on the right path too, and kept each other level headed. But when it came down to it, you got that ass.
Oh yeah, when it come down to it, it's different though.
You weren't fucking with nobody from the squad. Real talk. Just on the gang, I'm just saying.
That's way different.
Ain't nobody no thugs, but you was getting your ass whooped. You ain't fucking with us.
We had people who checked each other.
Right.
Justin would quickly check the fuck out of anybody.
Real shit.
In the group, nah, you ain't holding your word on shit. You lying. He'll quickly say that.
I don't do that.
You a damn
liar. You just said that to me today.
You just said it. So that was the difference from most males because a lot of people don't know themselves. We just been blessed to have a brotherhood. You feel me? This was we've done this lifetime after lifetime because the connection is so strong. Even my mom and grandparents, how's Jeremiah doing? How's Felisa? Where's Jerron at? Like, my family knows all of these guys, all of them, all 13 of us, you know, and it's been just a brotherhood. We hold each other accountable. Not most men don't have that. When it comes to family, when it comes to friends, when it comes to anybody, they're solo dolo.
Yeah, it's that solid support group.
And male toxicity is running rapid right now. You know, like our egos, I won't say ours, but most egos within males is so dominant instead of being, you know, balancing that feminine energy instead of being like, I have to be hard. Like, no, balance it with that feminine. You feel me? That's good. It's a good balance within your nature, your being. And regardless or not, all of us have that feminine energy present within us, so it keeps a balance, you know. And if it ain't, they'll check it. You feel me? They check that shit with me a bunch of times. Like, where the fuck you be at, Zaire? You always going ghosts on us, you know. And it just showed me like these dudes care about me. I've been gone for 5-6 months, and they're like, where you at? You feel me?
Years, nigga.
Years. Ain't we don't mind.
Hey man,
Years.
I stopped all that.
It's cool, bro. Every time you leave and come back, nigga, we still love you. Don't worry about it. It ain't shit.
I just need my own growth time sometimes, but yeah, most guys don't have that support system, and I hope, you know, all you kings listening out there, y'all get that and work on yourself. So then the energy you attract around you will be those people meant to be around you, you know, who will help you through this growth and cultivate you to become that, you know, that tree that you're meant to be. So,
the tree of life, man. I love that. Yeah,
hey, you got it right on your.
Hey, man, I wear it every single day, man. It's
tree of life.
You got a tree on you?
Tree of life.
Tree.
Oh, I never saw that. Oh, that's dope.
The Celtic tree of life. Yeah.
Where you get that from?
New York.
Yeah.
Oh, you just got that. Oh, that's dope. And you got while you was traveling too, man.
Yeah.
Traveling is key.
I got it.
I'm telling you.
I was feeling it. I had another one that was old. I got it from one of my OGs, but I actually never knew what it meant. And I knew the man to talk to who knew what it meant, but he just ended up telling me. So I was like, oh, you know, that's cool. I got into it a little bit. Then I got the black tourmaline.
Tourmaline,
yeah.
Oh, that's that.
I had to get a definition on both though before I actually like purchased them and started wearing them because I wanted to have it on, but I didn't want to have any false knowledge or false statements about them. So the black tourmaline is positive energy.
Positive reinforcement.
Yeah, and
locks off negative energies.
Yeah, that right there. I'm still learning. So I'm still growing. You know, this
you
is.
know what I think is like something that I learned with like delving into crystals and stuff like that. If you go to like an apothecary or something like that where they might have crystals, just be around them, and like what's meant for you will kind of speak to you. Like if you open yourself up to being open to the energy that crystals will bring you. Even if you don't know anything, because like I'm learning, you know what I mean? I'm still kind of a novice at this, like, and it's so much to learn. It's so much to learn. So it's like if you just started, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like it's a lot of shit. But like if you just open yourself up, just be open. I think that's the first step. You know what I mean? And so you can be around all these energies. Something will speak to you and something will move you. So you might be around a crystal. You might be around something. Get an energy from it, and then you can like kind of research it. Like, oh, what is this? And then you might like figure out like, oh, these principles are things that I might be missing, or these principles are things that I might need.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's been a lot of like bad energy around me. Like other than being around, you know, my brothers. Oh shit, my bad.
Well, fuck you then, man. Damn.
But yeah, like things have just been happening. It's like everything's like trying to break me. But it's like I'm a tough cookie, but I'm not like that hard nigga. You know, because I don't want to walk around and just have, you know, like negative energy and people saying negative things and me taking it in, because I get that a lot from everybody. Like that shit is just, it's like it's just drawn to me. And I asked myself the other day, I said, damn, is this shit just like drawn to me, all this negative energy and, you know, negative words being said to me and about me, and I can hear the shit. And soon enough I just ran into this, and like I feel totally different. It's like it's all repelled, you know, from me. It feels wonderful. I love it.
Awesome.
Love it. I thank my brother for introducing it to me, man. Appreciate it.
Man, freedom,
right
bro.
Thank you for that, man. Thank you for the knowledge and the wisdom you give me on that, man.
Y'all teach me every day. So you a reflection of me. You feel me? So,
hey, man, that's it, man. We
like
kind of look alike a little bit. I think I'm jocking off you, man. You feel me? Like I'm trying to be like you when I
was like, yeah,
like a Twix bar.
I can see it.
No.
Freedom definitely do got that energy though, man. I remember when he came on this podcast, the first day he was on here, he was talking all this spiritual stuff and all like about energy. I was like, what the fuck? I was listening, but it stuck to me though. And by that sticking to me, I learned it from him and I spread it to other people who may not know about it. You know what I mean? That's one thing I do like about energy, period, and just learning through people, good people.
Y'all want to talk about sex?
We could talk about that. I mean, like, that's what we talk about.
Oh.
Okay. Oh.
So, I mean,
okay.
like, if you guys have a topic, then we can, like, dive on. We don't have something.
Missionary.
Just missionary, that's the topic.
Missionary?
Damn,
Missionary?
I didn't know these were that good.
Missionary, huh?
That was a joke. That was a joke.
No, I'm go for it.
Actually, yeah, because this is stuff we need.
Yeah, no. I don't think it. Well, personally, I believe we can talk about missionary doggy style, the art of the goat, the tiger's leg.
Positions you doing?
Explain the latter of the positions that the tiger's leg.
Wait, what?
You said tiger's leg.
You know what you know about tiger's leg?
You lost me. What is that?
That's some stuff you like bored and like let me just look up a new position on Google.
It's a very strong, masculine position.
Tiger's leg.
It's a masculine position.
Yeah, it's with the leg up and turned, and it's very.
I need a visual. I can't.
Yeah, I need like leg.
Stand up.
I don't have enough room. Like I got bro sitting right here. I got him sitting here. Don't get up. Don't get up. Don't get up. Don't get up. He's sitting here. You know, he said his leg was hurting, so he can't get up. So
here you go. Let's get representation right here. So this the woman. Show me that tiger's leg. What's it looking like?
He is looking up tiger's leg. Are you looking? Is that?
Oh, I'm tripping. Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Excuse me. Let me look it up for you right here. I think
this part that he just made up.
I think that's it right there. Yeah.
Tiger's leg position.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
What were you all talking about as I continue to try to put this up?
You said you wanted to talk about. About sex. I was just waiting.
I was just putting that out there.
You brought up tiger's leg, and then we were just waiting.
No. What do you guys talk about on your podcast?
We talk about a lot of different things.
Enlighten me, please.
Pertaining to sex, so what were some of the topics you quickly like go over?
Favorite sex position.
What's your favorite sex position? Hey, go for it.
Missionary.
Why?
It's intimate. I think missionary is very intimate. It's very sexual. It's just like it's kind of like the guy kind of has a power. You know what I'm saying? It's that old school role model type situation going on.
She really liked it. You feel the energy she giving off?
I felt the energy.
She got into it old school. And it's like he's so masculine, and when he do that one stroke, he be like, girl, and then he tickle your ear. Your tongue stick on and be like,
I'm done. So, what about you?
That's funny.
I'm fried.
She gonna stay doggy style.
No, it's not.
It's gonna be something
Blushing,
crazy.
guys. So I don't know the name for it.
Oh.
I don't know the name for it. It's either missionary or it's this, like where.
I know exactly where you're going with
you know. Because I don't know the name for this.
I don't think
can you explain to us in detail, please?
It's like you're on your back, but your legs up.
I was
what?
That one?
Oh no! I mean that's nice, but that wasn't what I was thinking of.
Okay.
I am actually on my stomach, and I'm like laying down, but my back is arched up.
Oh, your butt tooted in there.
Yeah.
What is that? You know what I'm talking about?
She laying down and her back is arched up, so her stomach is up, but she's laying. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like, say it's like it's not missionary, but say I'm like here and it's the woman here. Her
it's like doggy style, but laying down.
So it's not doggy style.
I guess it's a
she's
variation
still laying.
of it.
So all right, so look, she's laying down. Like this. No, like this.
It's like
laying down.
Like this is my butt and this is my
Nigga, I'm showing you, nigga, like this, but you laying down. That's the arch.
Yeah,
you see the arch in this.
Yeah, that's a good position.
That's I don't know the name for that.
That's your favorite?
That's my it's tied with missionary. Honestly.
You never can be simple.
I know. It's never
like that one position I was, and then
never
like
just
with
a
my
direct
leg.
name. I know. Whatever that's called.
About y'all, fellas.
Honestly, I switch up every now and then,
Doggy
like
style. Doggy style. Right, all men.
Nah.
Doggy style.
Shit.
I'm open to different stuff. You know, sometimes, you know, like especially with me being in marriage, you can go ahead and like
go ham.
Do stuff a little different. You know, like you gotta do something.
You gotta be
because
fun.
especially if you kind of guy like some people, to where you can't like just
what the fuck was
stay.
that?
Well, let me finish it, then you gonna hear it. But you know, some people I know like a lot of fears a lot of guys have is like, how can I be having sex with one girl for the rest of my life? And if both y'all are open-minded to it, you can do it, because it's just, I don't know, it's like that spark with somebody. Like that's somebody you don't want to share with somebody else, not even just sexually. So you want to do different stuff. So that's what kind of really make you open your mind up to doing different stuff, versus the where like, I know this girl, she like it here, like this girl, she like that way or whatever, and you just kind of do like, we doing whatever I want. You know, when you like in a marriage, you kind of do whatever the both of y'all want. You know, you see how she responds. But no, you see how she responds.
Pretty much.
No, you do a little bit everything. Some shit.
I feel like that's how you gotta be married. You
Before
gotta be
you
open.
say everything, we ain't doing that crazy shit. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
everything is
ain't no groceries getting eaten. Like we ain't going
real
that
talk.
far.
Real talk. That's real. That's on the niggas, bro.
On both sides?
Look how she.
I done had a bag or two, but like not. It ain't.
Okay, that's where the face came from. I'm about to
that on our show, so I had to
yes. I have, yes.
Y'all ain't gotta
talking about it. Just gonna talk about it.
Listen, y'all ain't gotta put it out there, but y'all all better be eating groceries. Boom.
What's eating groceries? I don't know what that is.
Ass. Eating ass.
Oh shit! I don't eat groceries. I'm the first to admit it, fellas. I do not eat groceries. Never have.
You don't gotta say if you do or don't. But we did talk about that on the show. Like, what?
You eat groceries?
Not everybody.
Yeah. You can't do everything with everybody now. That's
you
not.
Gotta know who you with.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
You gotta know who you with.
Just kind of back, like
That's
what she was saying. You know, you and your wife, y'all love each other. Y'all spending the rest of your lives together. That's when you love somebody, you're open to doing things that you would not even imagine doing. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who's been
your
in love
partner
here?
might be interested in some stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're married, you'd be like, okay,
like, you wanna try
let's
this?
try it. Let's just try it out. Like, as long as it's within your boundaries, you know what I'm saying? And you're keeping open. And you keep an open mind. I think that's healthy.
And like, it's not even just positions, it's just like locations, different stuff. Like, you do all different kinds of stuff.
Jerron, I don't even want to see your face looking crazy. You the last nigga up here.
You get your booty eaten, don't you?
Did you say what y'all favorite positions were?
Oh yeah, what's your favorite? You said you're all around the world.
As of right now, like it's a favorite, you know, every now and again. Like she was saying, like with the leg up, like it's like missionary with the leg up.
Okay. Ronnie.
Chilla.
Or JB Legendary.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
What's your favorite sexual position?
You prompted the whole conversation.
I would have to say,
Raw.
You need glasses on to get your booty eaten?
my favorite what? Say it again.
Sexual position.
Oh, well, you know, I'm a little bit.
We'll come back.
Okay.
We'll come back. That's funny.
Missionary. Like she said, you feel it more. You know what I mean? When I was younger, front and back, of course, doggy style. But you get older, nah.
You want that intimacy.
You want that intimacy. You want to feel that connection, that energy.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Damn, I should
You can be selfish. Go ahead, man. You can be
I'll
selfish.
Go last.
It's
he
you,
ready.
man.
He ready.
Yeah, it's your personal.
Ready now. Go ahead.
All right,
bro.
so
Getting head ain't a sexual position, by the way.
You right. Say that again, Jeremiah.
Oh, you need some more time? Oh, that's oh no. You gotta think about it again.
Well.
Goddamn.
Getting topped off ain't a sexual position. Just in case it's just like that.
hey, you go first.
He's about to say that.
There you go.
He was probably finna say that. My favorite position.
Water.
All right, first it's a step to, you feel me?
Don't stare me in the eye.
I ain't gonna look at you. So you gotta be craving somebody, you feel me? Like you crave somebody, like having no sex for like a week or two. You craving somebody, it's a different energy that's about to pop off. Cause now I want you, and I'm about to get you. You feel me? So hey, that's how it be. And so
The easy way or the hard way?
Oh no.
Dead.
I was thinking about that.
We was thinking it, but
I like you and I want you. And we can do this the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours.
I was thinking about that.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
I was thinking about that.
freedom. Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro. Finish it up, man.
And so, my favorite position after that, you gotta have a little toy or some shit. And I like in the lap. You feel me? Like when she just. It's like her legs is around you.
Oh, shit.
You
serious?
Everybody got bothered.
I like that answer. Very sexy. Ooh.
You got a point. You gotta. It's sometimes.
I didn't know that.
Spend some time at ambiance. Like, all right, what's this? You know, like just you just gotta do different stuff.
You gotta be experimental. Bodies could respond. Like you can make a girl come off sucking on her boob the right way. You feel me? Like, that's
okay, I heard that, Bob. That's true.
Yeah.
That's the fuck. We need to talk about this. That's a thing.
I don't know.
It gotta be. She just laid back, comfortable. She said, "What? I don't know." Lying. Don't be lying and shit.
No, I heard that though.
I mean, y'all could speak to it, but I know girls got different sensitivities, and you know you got like ovulating or not, whatever. You just got off your period or whatever. Like the sensitivity is different. So, and then you got like the different like gels and stuff like that.
Yeah,
kind of like little menthol feeling.
Yeah. Put that on the clit.
Put the handcuffs, nigga.
Shit, I came off again. My
do handcuffs, do velour handcuffs.
Nigga.
You got like not the metal in your eye when you did that.
Velour
you just kind of twitched.
Velour, yeah.
What's the difference? Like,
or Velcro. So the padded Velcro, and if you check out the YouTube, I have a video on there. 3 sex toys all women need.
We saw
it. Oh, okay. For
Three's actually my favorite number.
Okay. I think I might reshoot that one. Anyways, not the point. I have Velcro handcuffs, and it's a longer chain. If you do metal handcuffs, it's a shorter chain. It's uncomfortable, and you typically can't really do that much with it. But side note, if you have the Velcro ones, longer chain, more comfortable, and if your partner get crazy, you can get
out.
You can get out of them
bitches to escape.
Exactly.
Left.
Like shit go left, you be like, all right,
yeah, it's time to go. Get off me. We're
for real, get off.
We're done.
I'm a cuff person. Cuffing is fun. Bondage. That shit go.
I tried that once.
I'm scared, man.
I didn't like the way I felt.
Oh no, I never.
So you've done it, but you never got it done.
Like I didn't like doing that. I'm like, I'm not that kind of rough dude. Like some candle wax and shit like that. I'm like, that shit don't burn. It's like, no, keep it coming. I'm like, ooh no.
You got candle wax burning on you, bro?
Oh, not on me. Well, it got on me because you know, like. You're doing doggy style and put the candle wax on the back, and I was hitting it, and then the candle wax got on me. And like,
I know you said, "Whoa, wait,
candle wax burn, bro."
Nah, you gotta.
That's some freaky ass shit right there.
Candle wax, you gotta. Now it's like about 5 seconds of pain, and after that, you back to normal.
It do nothing. Yeah.
So what does it do? Like, does it stimulate? Is it like
like you saying, like when it's been a minute and you craving somebody, you know, you get like that jungle fuck going on, man. You like some crazy shit like that where you put a little pain into it.
Yeah, I like being bit.
I think that everybody have a fetish. Everybody has different fetishes, and that's why I try not to judge. At the end of the day, like that could be very well be a fetish. Like getting candle wax put on your back because of how like it's a burning sensation. Like it burns your back. Like
people like different stuff.
Yeah, literally. Like there's so many different type of fetishes. Like did y'all know people are into balloons? Like that's a fetish. Like lunar.
Videos, like,
I never heard of
that shit the jerk.
It's a thing. That's a real thing.
Something else.
That's a real life shit.
The balloons, that's not really
I don't get
my my steez.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's some people.
You don't fuck with the balloons?
No.
It's not your thing.
It's not.
I mean, why? Why you need the balloons? Like, what turns you on about the balloons? But it's personal preference. Like,
who the fuck birthday is it? Is my question. Like, why the fuck are balloons in here? What are we celebrating? Get some bitches out for that fucking
different, man.
Pop in my eye.
And they like that when they pop. They get on. Like we watched the video about it. Like literally, like people will write huge balloons. Yeah, it's like a orgasm. It's like ooh.
Try that out.
Really?
I'd be like, oh, too shit.
I'd be
scared. Scared the shit out of me. I'd be like, oh, me and my dick left, nigga. Shit. So, but look, you had something. You were. You good?
Go ahead. Say it.
It just gave me I saw another video. Like, there's fetishes about like people dressing up like animals.
Yeah,
Or like
yeah.
The one nigga that be the
Yeah.
da 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 547.
That. She was
Right.
real into that.
Yeah. Right.
Anyways.
It's a lot.
And
I don't know. It's just kind of
like pandas and shit.
well, they like the tail. They like to be treated like a pet, and they like caressing them like an animal, and it's a little too much. Got the leash. Huh? Yeah, they like the leash. It depends on what animal they are. You feel me? Because if she a cat, she don't want no fucking leash on her. You feel me? Like, you gotta understand who she is. It's deep. I knew a dom chick before.
You ever had a dominant chick before?
Like, who
Had
was a
experience
dom?
with one before?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How was that?
Fun.
I bet.
Because I'm not a guy to be dominated. I don't mind being dominated, but it's just like I like to have control. You feel me? So to release that and be like, do what you do, it was a nice experience.
You need to go to Vegas, man. I know some spots.
It'd be lit. It was fun though.
Go ahead, bro. He's about to say something, man.
Oh, I mean, no. See, my favorite position is I don't know what it's called.
Oh my God!
Because I never said it. So it's look like she's standing up, and you got the leg hanging right here, right now. You got to have some strong legs. That's why I don't like missing leg day. You feel me? I like fucking up. That's why I make sure I be up there. You keep that shit right there, right, and then you grab that arm. You put that arm around here. So in the midst of you know, whatever the fuck you doing, she looking dead at you. So even when she turn away, it's still that like y'all like this close as far as like, you know, cheek wise, but it's a real big connection. So even if you got that arch right there, which is when you get all the way up in there, and once you hit that spot, you can feel it right on the head. You feel me? And the shit.
Try grinding.
I did, and then I had, and then you can have them like actually like dance on your shit. You feel me? Like actually dance on it.
I was gonna say for ladies, I feel like that's a good position to do. Like if you have like a countertop or like something to prop the leg that's up on. You know what I mean? Like if
I got long arms, so I just wrap that shit and then.
Oh, okay.
So you get tired.
Okay, so then you just okay.
I thought I knew everything. I'm having a very hard time visualizing this because I'm a very visual person. So when you was describing it to me, she's standing up and then she puts one leg up and one leg is still on the ground.
The one leg right here, the other leg on the ground.
Okay, and then she has one arm around you.
That's her right arm. So her right arm
like
is
the leg that's up.
The right
the same
leg
arm
and the
that's
right
up.
arm.
Yep.
So it's going back. Her right arm is going back. Her right arm is going back.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have like a counter,
or
like a table.
Might help.
You could just like, boom.
Yeah, that shit.
Pop on.
That's a solid point.
That sounds,
I mean, it's like it's a whole bunch of different things for real, because like you got one where she's like, so say it's just like regular doggy style. It's not. You get up on, hey, shut up. You get up on your feet, right? You make sure you get it in. It's like doing like a whole ass squat, like down, but you not going up. So you really just, it's really just all your legs.
So you just,
and you got her shoulders. You feel me? But then you go under, and you lift her chest up. And so you going like it's
This
like
sounds like a workout.
it's
Yeah,
all
it
your
sounds like
it's
a lot.
This
all of
sounds
that,
like a
because
whole
you holding her
workout.
up and you still like, you feel me?
yeah, I've done it.
So you just you know what I mean? Or you can grab her arms back here and you can cuff the arms and you can just hold her like that, or you can grab her neck while you're doing it.
You like tall
Yeah.
women?
That's what it sounds like.
Because I'm about to say you're tall as shit. It seems like
I mean,
I don't know how.
it don't matter.
Okay.
Right?
You're schooling me today.
I mean, yeah, like no, it can be done with like, you know, like any height.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
It just depends on the person. You just gotta, if you as the man gotta be strong.
Yeah, that's
To
it.
do a lot of positions he's saying.
It don't take a lot. If you doing what you doing, like if you the type of dude that can go fast for a long time or just like hit the right spots, you know what I mean? You gotta feel it. You can't just be like, all right, I'm fucking just the fuck. You gotta be like, all right, I'm I'm about to get up in that.
What about you, Justin? Man, you quiet as shit over there.
I'm over here listening. You know,
I'm
just listening here.
I got on the platform.
I don't know what to tell y'all. You know,
step up on the podium, my nigga. There you go. Go ahead and handle that bit, dog.
You know, I don't know what to say. I'm just listening to y'all.
No, that's all good. We got you, bit, dog.
I don't have any.
Right. This your show, my nigga. This your show. There you go.
My fantasy. My fantasy is to I don't know. This feels awkward. I never answered a question like this before.
Have you ever had threesome?
Let me think. Yes, I have, and it was yeah. We just talked about that a minute ago. It was very uncalled for in a way. I know that sounds weird, like nigga, what? It was, and yeah, that's all I gotta say. Oh, that's all I got to say. So I'm sorry. I'm a secretive person. Wink, wink.
Hey, okay.
I'm not. I'll put it out there.
Nah, I'm unexperienced. I'm a virgin. I don't want nobody to know for real. That's the truth.
Me too.
Why would you lie like that? And why would you lie like that?
Taking a quick bathroom break.
Why we have to be lying?
I mean,
That wasn't so casual.
We both actually
Excuse
was
me,
actually having
friend
a
of
hard.
her. She just said that she was a virgin. Now we know that's not
Are you a
true.
virgin?
That's her truth, and that is what she said, and that's true.
Ooh.
That's some friend
You can
shit.
see how I was. You can see how we were having a hard time visualizing what you guys were talking about. Like that. So
This you lucky I ain't no snitch. You right. You right.
You already snitched.
I mean, hey, you know
it's
me.
not time for me to join you.
Yeah. There you
my
go.
time.
Thank you. Somebody joining me. Yeah, when it comes to sexual stuff, honestly, I don't know. I'm more lights, camera, action. Can't really explain it. It's like you get to that zone when you shit. You get into that zone. He scared me just standing right there.
My fault. I wanted to
And that's it, though. I got a question. Do y'all look your significant other in the eye when you're having sex with them?
Yes.
Missionary?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
Hell
no, because I don't know.
Absolutely.
Hey, she just lying ass nigga.
I mean,
I thought it was somebody else saying that shit. I thought it was me. Yes, absolutely.
That didn't sound like that.
dang, I guess I'm the only version here, y'all.
That shit was powerful. I'm glad you told on your damn self trying to lie in front of everybody on the live TV like this. What's wrong with you lying in front of the people? The people need to hear this, and you're lying to them. Don't lie to them. That's what we got the news for, to lie to them. We're here for the truth. Real life facts. But yeah, man, looking them in the eyes is like, whew.
Everything.
Man, look, hey, for real, bro. Hey, look,
So if you
I'm
can't
gonna wait
look
till y'all come back because I got something to say.
all right,
Yeah, you should hold on to that topic.
we're gonna forget it.
30
Look in the all right,
eye
30
contact,
seconds. Okay,
that's-
sure.
Cause I'm gonna fuck that up,
Okay.
nigga.
This show is sponsored by Lavish Productions and the Lavish Journey, and is also sponsored by Jay Gaines.
Lavish ENT coming from the 216. You already know what's happening.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Go ahead.
Make sure you subscribe to Confidential Talk on YouTube, and make sure you follow us on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts.
Follow me at JB Legendary. That is J.B._legendary. Figure out how to spell it.
Sounds good.
I don't have time to spell that long ass word.
What time is it? Y'all got a curfew at night? I just making sure.
Well, I don't have to work tomorrow, so no, I don't have a curfew. But I work 6 a.m. shifts typically.
Oh shit.
I'm an early bird, so I'm getting a little tired.
You just gonna
But
randomly up early on your off day?
I'm
back
an
to
early
sleep.
bird. I typically can't sleep later than 8:30. Like I usually get up by 7:30 if I'm not working, but 8:30 like if I go to sleep at like 4 or 5, cause I be kicking it. I kick it sometimes, but you know.
I feel it. That's what's up.
I
Ain't
feel
nothing wrong with
it,
it. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm a late bird. I wake up like 11 a.m.
See,
I have to.
That nigga mean too.
Yeah, listen. I stay up from 11 a.m. all the way to like 4 a.m. and then have my good 7 hours of sleep from 4 to 11.
I get my good 8 hours. I go home.
Yeah.
I get to bed. I'm gonna wake
What's
up
up?
about 10 o'clock, 10:30.
Mhm.
Get my day started. Work out, get some money, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I feel like sleep hold me back though. I feel like I could
It
be
can.
way more productive. But I'm a
Facts.
person that I need 7 hours of sleep, 8 hours of sleep. Sometimes I'll sacrifice sleep and I'll get shit done that one night, but the next night I'm out. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm out.
Like a light.
Let me talk about drugs for a second. You guys familiar with Adderall?
Yeah.
We can talk about drugs all day on here.
That's a good topic there. Heroin.
I don't know about that shit.
Know about something about that cane money, you know what I'm talking about?
I feel like Adderall, I tried Adderall in college, and Adderall was one of the first, like, drugs that I actually used, and I actually liked it. I was like,
it was
fuck,
amazing.
Like, yes.
It was amazing.
I was so productive and so focused.
Yes.
I'm like, shit, do I need to be prescribed this? Like,
oh my God, you had the same thoughts?
Yes.
Me too. I was like, maybe I got ADHD.
Right, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I need this shit.
I got all my work done plus more. And I was just like, get the fuck out of here.
It makes you feel it's liberating. It's like, damn, I need more. Like, hey.
Yep.
I know a lot of dudes that I work with.
Look, hey,
good thing I got my sunshades on now.
Hey.
A lot of dudes I work
Stay
with.
low key with the shades.
Hey, my nigga, she busts around Adderall, nigga. She said she fuck with the Adderall heavy.
I don't do it like
the way he
that.
just said it, too.
I mean, the last time I did Adderall was probably like literally several months ago. I don't have like, it's not that serious, but you know, if I get my hands on that, definitely for sure. Get some shit knocked out.
Knocked out.
We got the
Hell
bathroom
yeah.
twins over here and shit.
Man, let me tell you.
I was dying the whole show, and I was like, I'm not gonna take a break, but we keep having good conversation. I had to
Y'all
break.
both look
it's
relaxed
cool.
now.
Yes.
Man,
Oh my
your
God.
bladder just
He took a deep breath.
Yes,
She was
let it
like,
release.
a big chick.
told you, that's why I took
Oh, you gonna say it?
my shit before the show. I shit it before the show. Right over your house. Yes, I did.
Oh.
And I feel like
Listen,
No.
It wasn't no regular shit.
Gerard shit it out here in the whole toilet. They had to come fucking unplunge the toilet.
Nigga, that's because you kept flushing condoms down a toilet.
Look here,
Nah.
enough about that, my nigga.
At least
The
you
whole
honest.
bathroom was flooded after he used the bathroom. The whole it
college?
was just flooded. No, just a few years ago.
Damn.
Sorry.
I can believe that. Because I'd be in there
sweet.
for a minute too. You like, nigga, what you doing?
Yeah. My mom was like, the basement flooded. I'm like, the basement flooded. I was like, Jerron took that shit yesterday.
Let him use you. That's your friend right there.
Exactly. Oh yeah, go back to that time we was talking about looking your significant other in the eye while having sexual intercourse.
Man,
That's
Yo,
crazy
that's
shit, yeah. That's,
it's beautiful.
it's
beautiful.
super beautiful. It
Yeah,
is.
Like to connect with that person, it's just a different. You ready to come?
You ready
Hey
to
man,
go?
look nigga, I was gonna say that too. I was like, shit, I'm ready to give you one, you know what I mean?
When you really with a significant person.
Yeah.
Looking into their spirit, their soul, and them eyes is glistening at you.
Like talking about locked
That was
in,
hard for
bro.
you to
If I
handle.
could like get my hands together all the way, that's how it is. You feel me? Like, yeah.
See, that was like super hard for me to do, man. And definitely growing up in high school and college, that was hard. Cause back then, ain't a lot of y'all. I was just that type of guy. I'd be
He's a
kicking
thot.
it. I'm real.
Ain't nothing wrong with
I'm
it.
real with y'all. And then you get older, you start doing that though. You feel that connection a lot more. But it took a while to act. You gotta be with the right person for
Yeah,
that though. You can't just be
significant other.
kicking it, hooking on anybody. Nah.
You're not gonna feel it either. Like
Yeah.
your body just gonna react to just sex and like no emotion. So it's gonna be like, all right, bust that nut. Okay, now I'm done.
So what's the difference between sex and love making?
Massive
Oh
difference.
boy, that's a tough one right there.
Fucking ain't.
Just look at it, go for it. What?
Yeah, like
If
whoever.
you wanna go first, go ahead.
You're married. I figured you have more knowledge.
I mean, the tough
I just got
part
deja
is,
vu like a motherfucker, yo.
You at the right place at the right time.
Get the fuck out of here,
You breaking the
What
matrix.
happened?
was I there?
nigga. Yeah, that shit is crazy. Go ahead, sir.
But I think it depends. Like I think that's more so of what women look for. As far as making love. Guys like when we ready, we ready. And I think kind of think too deep into it. Like people think like, nah, I'm for real. Because people like, oh, like do it slow or whatever. It's just kind of like you doing it slow and like both y'all think like, oh, we making love. But it's really whatever you make it. Now don't get me wrong, we ain't doing some dog leashes to call it making love or whatever. But I think
That
it's
nigga
kind of, I think it's more so like if y'all know what y'all want to do, it's passion. It's like a feeling. It's not anything you really put into words. Like it's more so a feeling is making love versus to like, oh, this position classifies as making love and this position classifies as making love. Now don't get me wrong, if you're going doggy style for an hour, then like okay, like because you don't have that eye connection. So those positions that do put you face to face are more so geared toward making love. But I think it's more so like a feeling because like I mean, I've talked to girls, so I know, it's times where a guy can, fuck you for like an hour strong, but y'all ain't gonna have an orgasm. Just because that's terrible. That connection ain't there. I mean, that's the thing, is you gotta have that passion, that connection, and you can have one dude who can do one thing, another dude can do another, but like, I don't know, as far as making love, like, you would have to have that connection with somebody versus to just fucking some random person, like, oh yeah, he's making love or whatever.
It don't happen. It just
real
won't.
shit. Yeah.
Well,
I strongly agree.
If that's the case, do you believe in love at the first sight?
It's possible.
It's possible.
It's definitely possible.
Okay,
yeah.
That's just off topic. I'm just curious.
I don't know if I believe in love at first sight. I think I believe in like connection at first sight, but I don't know if it's love.
I believe in lust in the first sight.
No, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Duh.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't believe in love at first sight. I've heard people say they believe in it, but I personally don't. No, because I think it takes a lot to love somebody. You have to know the inside and out of that person. You have to see them at their bad side, see if they're petty, see if they are confrontational, how they argue, you know what I'm saying, how they deal with, certain situations, like, you just gotta make sure you're compatible on so many different levels in order to say you love somebody. So love at first sight, to me, I don't know, I don't believe in it. I've heard it happen, so maybe it is a thing. People have loved each other when they first saw each other and had successful marriages. I've heard of it, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
Do you guys feel like you can have more than one soulmate, or you just meant to have one?
I think soulmates are learning lessons, in my opinion. I think you only have one true life partner, but I think soulmates would get you to your life partner. You feel me? Because like one of my first relationships, she was my soulmate, but it was toxic. You feel me? But it taught me a lot about myself and also her as well. It taught me the do's and don'ts, who I am as a person, the things I'll take, how I should respect a woman. Just a lot. There's so much I could talk about it, and they all know who I'm talking about. But that was a soulmate. You feel me? I've been in another relationship. It was love. It was a genuine love. We're still friends to this day. You feel me? But it was something I had to learn. So I think soulmates are learning lessons, but we take it like that's forever. You can be with somebody for a time, and that it might seem like forever. It might seem like we're meant to be, but it's just in that certain time period. But when you have a true blue person, you gonna know. Ain't no arguments, and ain't none of the bullshit you go through in a relationship. It's a partnership. It's freedom. It's just true love, and I think a lot of us have yet to accept Jeremiah. You feel me?
And I wasn't even looking for it.
Yeah, we look for love. Well, a lot of people look for love. Shit, I've looked for love, and you can't find it.
And I've searched for it long and low and high.
And then you never get it. That's how
that is true. When you look for it, I found that out within myself. When you look for it, you don't find it.
No, I ain't find shit. Not at all. I didn't.
Found some disappointment.
They say it'll find you, man.
Lots of it.
In the meantime, just work on yourself. Work on yourself, then it'll attract the right people to you, because
that's
a lot of people kind of they want a particular person, so they'll go ahead and modify themselves what that person is. Like I want her, like I want to talk to her, I want to get to know her, and then you go ahead and like try to be what she wants you to be to get that particular person, versus to just being like, hey, this is me, and whoever comes to me and attracted. No, you can go either way. Where you attract that person, she's attracted to you, but both of y'all know, if y'all being genuine in yourselves. So that's the difference also between love and lust. Because if you love somebody, you're doing that stuff. Now, if you love somebody, you're not doing that. At least not truly loving somebody. You can have love for somebody, but loving somebody wholeheartedly is completely different.
That's what most people do anyway. Lust. Once after the second grade, bust out the room, like, oh, that's it. You feel me? That's a damn signal. Like, well, I was just horny. You feel me? And a lot of guys will say, yeah, sometimes you just gotta hit one of these before you even go over there.
You gotta rub one out, nigga.
Right? Be like, I'm not really into this girl. You feel me? It's just her body parts.
Yeah. You do that before you go chill with her. See how you
think like that, but if they feel that way, sometimes rub that shit out, get it out. You feel me? Like, all right, man, goddamn, I'm glad I ain't called that nigga, because then I'll be fucked up. I'm going back into a trap.
I think sometimes for women, just speaking for myself, in the past, like, you get wrapped up into, like, emotions and being lonely, and so, like, you want this man to be this thing that he's not, but you're looking for this type of connection, so you just attach it to him. So then you give yourself to someone who isn't what you're looking for, but you're willing to, like, compromise yourself in order to, like, get that satisfaction, but it's never really satisfactory because it's not what you want. You know what I mean? I think it's important for everybody to be able to know exactly who you are, because you can't expect someone to come into your life and fulfill you and you don't know even what you need or what you're about. You know, I was listening to Will Smith talk one time, and he was talking about his marriage, and he was just saying,
that's my twin. Just want to let you know.
You know, I could see that. I can see that. But he was saying about his marriage, you know, that it's selfish to put the responsibility on your partner to make you happy or to provide happiness for you. And that's something that you have to be able to obtain within yourself. You have to be able to know how to make yourself happy. You can't put that on someone else, because how are they supposed to do that? You don't even know what you need. So how is anyone else supposed to know? You know.
My thing with that is, though, you just gotta tread lightly with that, because I mean, I think it's very important to make yourself happy, but I think that people get stuck in relationships thinking like, okay, this is what we were, this is what it is, you know what I'm saying, even though they're not like currently making me happy, they can provide this for me, you know what I'm saying, but your partner should be making you happy. They should be contributing to your happiness and your, and I'm not saying that you weren't saying that, but I'm saying, like, I think that mindset is a really good mindset to have, but in another aspect, you have to keep in mind that, you know, your partner should be making you happy, you know. And I know plenty of women that will stick in unhappy relationships just to either one, be with someone, or they're stuck in the past, you know, when they were doing what they wanted their partner to do. So I don't know, I do agree with your statement though, for sure, but
just don't be, that can't be your only source of happiness,
right?
Because if that person leaves, then who are you without them? You feel me?
Right, exactly. But I do agree, you know, like, you can't just be like, oh, I'm just happy, so, like, it doesn't matter what my partner does. That person should add to you. And I think that it doesn't even matter what the relationship is, like, whether it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, friendship, whatever, that person should be able to add to what you need, and they should be able to add to your happiness, but the source of that happiness should be within yourself, and then you find a partner that just magnifies that. It makes you feel like the shit, you know?
I guess, like, where I was coming from was more so, like, I think that some women can blame themselves for what their partner is not doing, you know what I mean, like, and I'm speaking personally, like, for real, because I've been in a situation where my partner wasn't making me happy, and I'm a very happy person. I'm very positive.
You look
I know
really
how to
happy.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm very happy-go-lucky person. Like, so I've never really had an issue with being super sad or, like, being, you know, unhappy with my situation. But, you know, I was unhappy in a situation before, and my biggest thing to myself was, what am I doing about it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I shouldn't be expecting him to do making me happy, but at the end of the day, like, it wasn't making me happy at all. Like, you gotta do something in the relationship. But I mean, I was just speaking personally, like,
yeah, they need to be able to push you, like how I have goals and, you know, my achievements and whatnot. They don't have to have the exact ones, but they should be pushing me to do that.
Right.
And likewise, like, you know, whatever they want to do, I should still be pushing them to get to the top. To the top. I shouldn't become a distraction to them, you know, to whatever they're doing.
Yes.
You know? So yeah, and I believe that you all should definitely be friends first. You know, like, being friends with somebody is very, very important, and I've learned that, you know, because just jumping into something it's not healthy. Not to say it's not the worst thing, but at the same time, when you're not friends with somebody first, you don't know anything about them, except for if you all have just hung out for the whole day, and now you're like, all right, we go together, you know, the next day or some shit like that. But you should do that because you can discover a lot about a person, and you also want to get to know that person's family, because that's where their background comes from, and then you get to see how they're going to be, you know, say you all had sex and the woman was to get pregnant. Now, the things that are taught to the father's family are going to now get passed down to the child, and vice versa. So, I think that should be, some thought put into that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think people have sex too soon as well. I think that has a lot to do with you jumping into something too soon and not knowing who you're dealing with, or if that partner is gonna make you happy or whatever, and that end up wasting your time. But when people have sex too soon, they get wrapped up into the situationship or the situation with the sex. It's like, oh my God, I like this person because they good in bed, boom, boom, boom. So you overlook all the other things that's going on, or as you're getting to know this person, because you didn't already have sex with them, you know what I'm saying, on the first or second date. So I think that, especially now that I've gotten older, like, I think that when we're younger, we've all had sex maybe on the first or second date before. Like, it's happened.
I've never done that.
Shut up.
We all went through it, my friend.
But as I've gotten older, I think that's kind of one of my, it's not a rule. I don't have like a time period where it's like, okay, I have to wait this amount of time to have sex with you. But I'm definitely way more cautious about that. Like I would think definitely twice before I sleep with someone that's like, okay, who are you? Like, doesn't mean your souls, when you have sex, if you're
soul ties.
yeah, exactly,
most definitely.
So I don't know. You gotta be careful.
Then he got in bed with a motherfucking gremlin. She get wet, nigga. You don't know what happened when she get water on her, nigga. She be, oh yeah, bitch, get out.
Tell us more about this gremlin.
That soul tie shit real though, man.
Hey, didn't I say that before?
Yeah.
I did. Hey, man,
I
don't know, man.
It's a real thing.
3 times the charm, but I mean, shit, that it happens, man. You get some crazy motherfuckers out here, men and women.
Has it happened to you?
You just gotta pay attention, to who you're talking to, man. You gotta block out some things. Sometimes you just gotta have tunnel vision. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's it.
You gotta understand that.
Yeah, I believe that you should do your proper homework and background information. Don't ask me again, nigga.
I'm just clearing my throat.
That's because
you said like
you wanna have the proper information before you take any step further. For any aspect, just to be the friend, best friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, anything of that nature, because you don't want to start any relationship off of nothing. Based off of lack of information or false information. They could be lying about everything. They could be 18. I'm 26. Shit like that.
Shit.
That's a whole lot.
That's scary.
I mean, that's just you wanna make sure you have everything for what it is. I fuck around and ID your ass.
Oh, okay.
Well, one thing I want to add to that while you was talking is you have
I've done it before.
not like
Multiple
to that
times.
level, but on the conversation is like you both need to be whole. And one of the things that I had, because we got married kind of young, is we didn't realize that, and you said like people lying. Sometimes people don't know. Like my wife didn't really know herself. She was so dependent upon me just because, I say you ain't got nothing to worry about. You and me, you ain't got nothing to worry about financially. You ain't got to worry about this, that, whatever. Just be happy. Like whatever you want to do to make you happy, I make it happen. She's like the visionary in our relationship, and I make it happen, no matter what it is.
That's what's up.
And she, like you're saying, as far as families go, she had a bad situation with her family, so that brought her more to me. Because I have both my parents and everything, and we have a good house, but that turned more toward the dependency. And for me, it feels good. Like it feels good to be wanted. It feels good to be needed. But eventually, that need. Like, say if I do something, it don't even gotta be really off, but just off to her. She put me on a pedestal, like idolized me in a way, just because I took her away from all that. And when I did something that was negative, for normal people, it could hit just a little bit. For her, it just hit so hard. And you really gotta be whole. And like I have a lot of self-confidence and everything. I love me, but there are a lot of people who don't even know that they don't love themselves. And they could tell you that they do. I mean, anybody can say, oh yeah, I love myself, but they really don't know until you get into a point in time in your life where it kind of hits you, and some people, like we're talking about depression or whatever, like my wife suffers from depression and anxiety. We didn't realize that till we were in a relationship probably 3-4 years. So I had to work through that, and I had to learn about mental health. I never suffered through mental health, dealt with anybody like that, but that was an ongoing process, and I personally mishandled it. I'm not even gonna lie, I personally mishandled it, just because you don't know what to tell people like that. Like, oh, just be happy, stuff like that. That's what you shouldn't say. And if it's mishandled long enough, then things go really left. Like, things just go real left, and the people need to want the help. But you just gotta be whole. So that's why I say reevaluate stuff. When you get to certain points in time in your life, you gotta take a seat back and really think. Like, do I really love myself? Do I have myself together, my people, my circle and everything, my direction, what do I want to do? Like, you gotta really reevaluate those things, because sometimes you don't realize it, but you've been either suppressing stuff, lying to yourself or whatever to make yourself feel good, like, oh, like, yeah, I'm okay, and you're really not okay, just to kind of get through. You want to keep this image about yourself, and that's one thing I never wanted to do. I never wanted to portray some image in my relationship, like, look, hey, how y'all doing? Like, hey, we ain't doing too good right now. Like, it is what it is. I spend time lying, at that, but even something may seem like a white lie, whatever, it's like, oh, yeah, I mean, what do they need to know for anyway? It don't do me no good. Because if I say yes, you could say something to help me. And that's pretty much, like, just kind of how I went about things. So, she's getting better. Actually, we have therapy the first day tomorrow.
No, it's good.
And, working through that stuff. And that's for, the both of us, but also, like, for her, because she's mishandled her mental health so long that she needs, like, those sessions on herself, figure out, okay, I've been dependent upon this man for so long, like, what do I like? And for me, it hurts. I'm not going to lie. It's just like, damn, like, is everything in question? But the thing is, I put my feelings aside and my selfishness aside, because I don't know how the inner battle is, to really kind of go back, like, oh, like, do I really like those things like I really do, or am I just doing this for him? And when you don't have a sense of self, then everything is just one big ball of confusion, and all you go based off is emotions. But then again, at that point, because you're so in the dark, you're extremely highly sensitive. You can go one way, you can go the other. So,
wow.
Steve, I like that.
I think what you just said is such a strength. And it takes time to obtain that, like, to really find accountability in your own feelings and how you feel, and really come to terms with those feelings is hard for a lot of people, depending on what you're coming to terms with. Everybody's trauma is different, and that is something that it might be easy for some, it might be super hard for others, but I think it's really important for everyone. And I think that's such a big strength to have as a person, to be able to know just the ins and outs of yourself, and what I need, what I lack, what my strengths are, what I can provide, what I require. It takes time within yourself, and for some people it might take years, you know what I mean? But it's just all the act of knowing that that's what you need to do and progressing towards that. I think that's an awesome thing to have.
Yeah, I mean, it's just basically focused on living my truth, man. And we had conversations that helped me, when you had your struggles in your toxic relationship. I mean, you didn't listen the first time, but, when you actually asked me, I told you.
Kept it real.
Hey, man, so that's one of the main things when we talk about topics. Like, people need to have conversations, because I could have tried to save face, and I would just harbored all that shit, and it would have done me no good. I would have had trouble eating, I would have had trouble sleeping. Those are things that I've never experienced, I've experienced recently. And, I've always been so sure of myself, like, I know who I am. And, you kind of like, okay, well, what are things I can do better? And you always, it's a process. You go to self, then you go to situation, you go anger. Like, you go through the whole process, and it's the journey that you got to go on until you get to a certain point where you just kind of focus on things you can control and make sure that your mind and emotions are clear. Because when you're up, you don't want to make too many decisions. You're like, all right, I know I'm going to do something that's, out of norm. And that's when he hit me up about going to New York. Called me at 1 a.m. He's like, hey, man, it's like, we're leaving at 8. I'm like, dude, I have to go to bed right now.
We both said that.
Yeah,
I guess so.
I'm like, you know what, let me stop thinking about it. Let me just go ahead. And then, some stuff happening outside the whole, nigger thing. But it was some other stuff that happened, that really lifted my spirits, like that little boy and everything. So, it's just, as I let go and let be, drop my schedule, just drop trying to control so much, these random good things just start happening to me. Like, I didn't plan on being here, and I'm here. You know, I'm never off on Wednesdays. I ain't been off on a Wednesday and I don't know how long. And then to go to therapy, I had to switch a Tuesday for a Wednesday. So the one Wednesday that I've ever been off for 4 years, I'm here and we having this conversation. And it's gonna help me in what I gotta get through tomorrow.
For sure. We're in the universe. For sure.
Every day working.
I'm trying.
That's dope. Man. Proud of you, fam.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Most definitely.
Sure.
You're a role model, nigga.
I mean, you know,
That's Papa Bear.
It's funny.
Man.
It's funny because
Ain't
I
no
recently talking to older people, you know, and they're like, man, look, have conversations like, oh, like you're so wise.
Yeah.
You know, like people who live 2 times my lifetime. I was like, I just listen to people, you know, like I don't have to do something that person done to know the consequences of it. You know, anybody can give you a message, right? I mean, a homeless man on the streets, he could have been like a multi-millionaire and lost it all. And he has a story that nobody wants us to because he's sitting there begging for money on the street. You know, like anybody can give you input because people have different experiences, people have different journeys. And I try to just take all of it in and really listen and really learn. And that's one of the things that, you know, my wife, she really likes me because she says something like, I listen, like, you know, I bring it up later, put it to a test, like, oh, you remember such and such? Yeah, I remember. You know, it's just like, cause I listen, because, you know, whether you ain't trying to hear it or not, you gotta listen, because worst case scenario, you know not to listen to. But then again, some people, I mean, it's going to something different, but like, you know, some people are really good, and if you don't have a sense of self, can manipulate you into thinking of what their ideals are.
Say that.
That's real. That's very
She need to hear that part.
So you can't, like, for everybody that struggles with their sense of self, you know, you gotta kind of be honest with yourself. Take a seat back, look how you carry yourself and everything. You know, it don't matter what stage you are in life. You have to take a seat back and think, like, am I secure in myself and who I am? And strip away everything. Strip away all the material, strip away the friends, strip away the family. Like, am I good with me? Because if you're not, you have something to question. I never felt I needed therapy. But you need something, whether it's a conversation with a friend, therapy, whatever. You need something to get your sense of self. Whether it's doing like, hey, I'm spending the weekend on my own, doing stuff that I like to do. You know, because we can't help that we're all influenced by people. You know, if you spend enough time with somebody, something's going to rub off on you. Don't matter how good or how bad that person is. Everybody has a sense of influence, and some people stronger than others. But thing is, you want to make sure you don't surround yourself with those people who are manipulating to doing things, but you won't know if you don't have a sense of self.
That's who you are.
Yeah. And man, you all are incredibly intelligent and wise, man. Like, I'm very grateful to be around you all and be in your presence, man.
I appreciate that.
I agree. You guys are great.
Absolutely, man.
I mean, I ain't been away just doing nothing, you know. I've been doing something.
Yeah, man. I know.
Self-development, self-growth. Well, on that note, because it's getting super late, any like closing off statements for anybody?
Okay.
I just want
All right. Oh,
Ladies first, please. I insist.
I was just gonna thank you guys for having us. I
Yeah.
really
Thank you for
enjoyed
coming.
meeting you guys. You guys have a lot of personality and a lot of seem like really good men. Group of really good
It's
men.
very refreshing. Again, it's
refreshing.
really refreshing to be around all 4 of you guys. You guys all bring a very
Yeah.
positive, very fulfilling energy. That is, I know for us, because we've had conversations, that's not necessarily something that we encounter on a day-to-day basis, but it is obviously present, and it's just nice to be amongst beautiful, intelligent Black men who are
Oh my
very in
God.
tune
Yes.
and with themselves, and even if you're not fully in tune, you're at least putting it out there that that's the path that you're on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's really big. So that's awesome.
Much
So
love.
thank you for
Appreciate
having
y'all.
us.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks
guys.
for coming on the show. For sure. Y'all good, fellas? Y'all what?
Alright, so it's about that time. This is JB Legendary hollering at you. I know I come on as Mr. Smooth, you know, but we be back next week. Justin, go ahead and do the thing.
That's it?
Oh wait, yeah. Let me shout out my Instagram real quick. Make sure you follow.
Yeah, go ahead. My fault.
Make sure you follow me on my personal Instagram, which is @glamcandy. That's glam and then candy, and it's not a Y, it's IEE for candy. And then make sure you follow us on our social media or Instagram, which is @confidential talk by glam.
Follow me on my personal Instagram too, Mine is at H_Carter97.
Good show.
I mean, I was gonna say, appreciate. I ain't know everybody was gonna say segues and everything, but thank you again. Appreciate you for having me on. I appreciate everybody for listening. I just try to give positivity out, hoping to get positivity back. So just live that day by day. You know it. So that's how we do it.
Well, shit, much love to everybody. I appreciate all y'all. Good vibes, man. Good conversation. I enjoyed everything tonight. Dope energy. And I guess we signing off then. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for watching or listening to Lavish Journey Podcast. Oh, I done fucked up, y'all. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for watching or listening to Lavish Journey Podcast, where we create, inspire, and spread greatness. We out of here. Pose with a picture, y'all.
Peace and blessings.
Peace and love, y'all.
We good.